Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Blue. Welcome back. Hi guys. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Blue. I am Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks. And it's good to have you guys back at the Deep Blue, you damn familiar faces and also new faces if there are any here. Hands up if you're a new face, but of course you don't have to if you don't feel like it. If you feel like lurking, you don't have to reveal yourself. That is totally fine. How are you guys doing today? And welcome back to the Deep Blue. Thank you for waiting outside and beating Ikezen again. At least I think Ikezen is not first. Let's actually greet y'alls and see who is actually first. Let me check. Let's see. I see that Kyle is first, so my guess was correct. Kyle is first, followed up by Zoe being the second, Zolty the third, Ikezen the fourth, And Harry the Fifth, congrats on top 5 because then you did not do it again. And I also see Cross, what's up? Oh, you lost your 9S. What happened to your 9S, Cross? And Sven, hello on YouTube side. And Sheena is here. And Zurin. I also see Rai, Yamada, and Whopper, Decatonics, and Cheese, of course, our drunk scribe. And I also see, what do I see here? I see Ghost of Mint, I see Mythos, Magic Attacks, I see Vesh, and Shallot, and John, and who else do I see? Bondrude, and Shu, and Derek, and Echo, and Ray. Also, congrats, Echo, on getting a follow-up to your job interview. It must be because you've been so loyal to coming to the Deep Blue, and maybe you've been dropping some sneaky offerings at the shrine. I'm pretty sure that's why you're having good luck. No, I'm kidding, by the way. No. Of course not. No, I'm sure you got it all by yourself. So have confidence in yourself. You'll nail the follow-up interview. You'll nail the next session. No, please don't apologize for running late. Hi, Sly. Also, Bondrude, are you like... I just found out that Bondrude is a character in Made in Abyss. Is that how you got your name? From Made in Abyss? Welcome back to the Deep Blue, everyone. Thank you for coming back to the Deep Blue. Today is gonna be a chill session over the usual. Of course. Ah, yes. Whiskey. From 2017? You were young? Holy shit, when was Made in Abyss made? You have learned your way. You know, I only recently started watching Made in Abyss, so I only realized your name recently because of that. Made in Abyss is a very intriguing watch. But yeah, guys, welcome back. Tell me how you guys are doing, and let's have a nice cheer to start, shall we? Cheers! I want my sip of whiskey. Got my protein cereal and coffee with Noira in the background. It's a fine Canadian morning. It is a fine Canadian morning. After your little Canadian celebration. What do Canadians have for brekkie? What do you guys have for brekkie? Oh, is it Canadian cereal? Oh, you're having protein cereal for brekkie. You know, I saw this tip of how, like, you know, when you're trying to build muscle and you gotta kind of stack up on protein as much as possible. I saw this tip on Twitter. Someone said that, oh yeah, you should cook your rice in bone broth. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. How would that taste? But also, if it doesn't taste much different than like normal rice, or actually it kind of sounds like it tastes nice, that sounds like a crazy hack, doesn't it? Cooking your rice in bone broth. Got my beer and maguro for this stream. Oh, maguro would be so nice. Oh god, I would have sushi in a bit. Running on 2 hours of sleep. Please do sleep if you can sleep. I'm assuming if you're here, you do have some time to sleep. I'm a very, very strong advocate of, you know, decent amounts of sleep, because I myself cannot function on lack of sleep. Made in Abyss started anime from 2017. Manga has been going for longer with 66 something chapters and 4 chapter a year release. Is it still ongoing right now? I'm surprised that the anime I watched was 2017, considering how pretty it was. Actually, I do that, but with pasta. Oh, seriously? I've done bone broth with rice a few times. How, does it taste different? Like, your carbs with bone broth, how does it taste? You know, I'm like, I had a little bit of time today, before starting stream. And as of recently, oh, by the way, I got my TV back, guys. My TV is here, the replacement TV. So I decided to binge anime because I had some time before stream, and I was just watching God of High School. Oh, it's so good. I don't know about the pacing of the anime, but good gods, the animation is so good. It's, you know, it tickles the right parts of your brain that wants to see people beat each other up. Yeah, God of High School is great. Have you guys ever watched God of High School? Love the art style of Made in Abyss. Yeah, and the environment and the creative direction of Made in Abyss is great. despite everything. Tastes better, honestly, and helps make use of the bone before throwing them out. That's fair. Also, let me drink. The whiskey tastes very sweet today. You know what a good thing about drinking in moderation is? Like, because I think as of lately, for the past like 3 or 4 weeks or so, I've only been drinking every Thursday with you guys, not gonna lie. So, well, whiskey has been tasting better every time. I think that's just something that happens, right? When you like something and then you don't have it too often, the one time you do have it, it's a delight. God of High School's fight choreo is peak. Yeah, a lot of rotoscoping and everything. Hey, it's so good. I tried to be proactive and I went to bed early so I could be rested for my doctor's appointment. But my brain decided to say eat me and I wasn't able to go back to sleep. Well, I hope, I don't know, perhaps, mayhaps, by being on this stream, you might be able to fall asleep as we chill here. So do lie down, relax, and maybe you can drift off just a tad bit. Still ongoing, although the manga is like 5 or 6 chapters ahead. The studio is great at adapting. OSTs are brilliant. Yeah, the music is amazing. Hi there, Samurai. God of High School? Because, oh, dude, isn't that a spoiler for a lot of people? Is it not? But anyway, God of High School is good to watch regardless because of the action, purely because of the action, not even the story. It's just the choreography and the animation that makes it worth to watch. But yeah, God of High School. And onto going off of the tangent of, you know, just having some things rarer than you usually would, like things you like but you partake in it rarely. For me, that's drinking and also not having a TV for like 3 weeks. Today I got my TV back and I swear I was like, has TV always been this beautiful? I was really appreciating my TV. I'm like, am I deprived or something? Or has my TV always been this beautiful? Holy shit. Such is the human mind, isn't it? You deprive our minds of certain something that hits just right, and then suddenly when you revisit it, it's 10 times better. Even smoking, I remember when I used to I used to smoke ciggies. It was kind of like that, but once you go over like 2 weeks, like you haven't smoked for 2 weeks and then you start smoking again, it tastes fucking horrible. But if it's just a few days, it tastes quite trad. I'm like living without TV for a couple of years now. I think for a lot of people, TV isn't really a necessity because you have a phone and you have like a tablet or a PC, right? So it's not for everyone, but I personally really love having a TV. Roaming FPS, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Mostly because when I iron my clothes and everything, it's nice to have entertainment, you know, to kind of watch or listen to. And I also use like my TV as like my sound system. I plug my speakers onto them and like play music from them. So yeah, pretty much whilst my TV was gone, I lost my source of music within the living room. Wait, I realized just how much I love fried chicken and how much I miss cheese. Yeah. Also, I had like cheesecake recently, and I was like, has cheesecake always tasted this good? Because I haven't had cheesecake in like, I don't know, 3 months or so, I feel like. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. I don't know about that when it comes to like, you know, your spouse or someone you care about. Like the absence. I remember when I was a younger sea fox and a little bit more reckless, right? I think at one point I was like, I had my heartbreaker phase, but I think once I used this excuse on a guy I didn't particularly like. I was like, yo, it's okay. Let's just like not talk to each other and not see each other too often. Because, well, you know, the longer we don't see each other, the stronger our love or whatever we'll get, right? Like our fondness for each other will get, our adoration, right? And then I just used that as an excuse to kind of slowly ghost him. Oh my God, it's so bad. I was horrible, dude. I was horrible. If I did that nowadays, I think I'd get canceled or something. I was stupid. What's the size again? The size of the TV is 65 inch. And yes, it is OLED. It's beautiful. But yes, do not follow in my footsteps, guys. Those were the days where I thought I could get away with things through buttery words and pseudo wisdom. How long ago has the stream started? No, it just started. Yeah, it just started like 17 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Hold on, let me sit down. Your first time. Wait, have you actually caught my other content, roaming FPS? Welcome to the Deep Blue though. I hope you enjoy your stay here if this is your first time here. Noira was on a mean streak. I think rather than mean, I think I was just stupid. You know when you like, everyone goes through that reckless stupidity youth phase where you think you're doing the right thing and you swear you're doing the right thing, but you're kind of just making up excuses for yourself, but like you're too young and dumb to admit it. At least I went through that phase. I don't know if I went through that phase, thus I assume that most other people would have gone through that phase as well. So I did not, it wasn't like I feel like I wasn't trying to be deliberately mean. I was just stupid, that's all. I'm that type of person who can buy a cake. Cashier asks, what's the occasion? I'm just like, just a great deed to live. No, I think I'm also that sort of person. You don't really need to be celebrating something to make your day a little bit brighter, right? You're so cool, and an OLED too. No, it's for the place. It's not just for me. It's for whoever lives here. So, it's for communal use, if you may put it that way. So thus we needed to get a bigger one. It was shared as well, meaning I wasn't the only one paying it off. My TV is so bad and all to the point the white dots are appearing on the screen. Yeah, but like I said, I think mostly if it's just for your own personal use and you don't really have to be watching TV with other people, or there's not much occasion of you to do so, usually just having an iPad is fine. Or even like your phone, I feel like. Nice 42-inch 4K TV for my main monitor. 4K mobile monitor and a 1080 monitor. You have 3 monitors and 2 of them are 4K? That's fucking crazy, dude. I think my one currently is, my main monitor is 4K. My second one is, I think it's 1440. You didn't go through that phase? Well, then be thankful. Be thankful. I had a horrible phase of immaturity. But alas, all those stupid mistakes and cringy shit I went through has resulted in my current wisdom. So, as much as I would say that I regret it, I think I wouldn't be who I am right now without him. You know what I mean? You want cake now? Dude, I want cheesecake. Akazen, where's my cheesecake? What you said can't be as bad as the weirdest riz I've heard in a while. Hello there, my beloved uncooked chicken. What do you mean? Who the fuck says that? Yeah, I watch your YouTube content often, but I used to work graveyard shifts, so I was waking up really late in the day. But unfortunately, I've been fixing my schedule to wake up in the mornings again. I was up at 5 a.m. today. That's good for you. That's great. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. I think fixing your sleep schedule is such a difficult thing to do. So props to people who successfully do it. Like, I know it's something that took me forever fucking long to fix. So I know how hard it is. Do you not do graveyard? Oh my god, what the fuck? Do you not do graveyard shifts anymore, roaming FPS? But thank you for checking out my YouTube content and checking out my streams now. I've been mean to people for a long time also because of stupidity. I was just really bad at figuring people's personal boundaries. Yeah, you know, I think that's just something that we do in youth. Because we're like immature and inexperienced, sometimes we tend to do stupid and cringe shit. And, you know, that's why I have tolerance for younger mortals. You know what I mean? They might be doing weird shit or say some weird shit sometimes, but you know, I know that I've been through that, and thus I'm more tolerant. And I'll be like, yo, it's okay. I was young and stupid once too. You know, I'm very generous to younger mortals. Been there, done that, right? I do think that some older people should remember that more though. Remember that they too were young and stupid once. I feel like some older people just become too aggro and senile and curmudgeonly to the point that they see young people do stupid stuff and they can barely tolerate them and just be fucking toxic about it. I don't think that's right. I think that's immature as hell. The Romans considered Noira as a god of cringe. She eventually escaped that reputation, but those were rough times. Oh yeah, let's forget about that. We don't have to remember about that. You know that cringe idea of the Trojan horse? Yeah, that might have been, I might have pitched that idea when I was like kind of drunk. You know, I was young and stupid, right? This is why I feel Tolkien at a point with hobbits only being considered adults when they become 33 years old. I swear that I feel with the current hyper convenience, I always say this, like the world is becoming easier to live in a sense, not like economically, but in a sense of a lot of things are becoming more revolutionized in a technological sort of way and made more simple, convenient, and accessible, right? Thus somewhat easier to live in from that perspective. Not money, not monetarily, but from the convenient sort of perspective with via technology and everything. Thus, I think that with the progression of everything becoming simpler and easier, I think that the general age of people maturing, the threshold of it is gonna go higher. Because I think that is a trend when back then, I feel like the more less tech. Okay, this is my assumption. This is based off of what I've read and my observations, and this is like a thought of mine and an assumption. This is not proven via any studies or anything, but I think that the less technologically advanced the civilization is, the younger the youth matures and can be considered an adult. The more technologically advanced and more accessible and easier everything is, they mature slower. And you know, I'm talking about like emotional intelligence maturity sort of thing, and like the responsibilities they take on. That's just something I've thought about. A later from Amazon job. Oh no, pros and cons. I'm jobless right now, taking a break. Waking up early again is nice, dude. I swear I love waking up early. I used to have this phase where I always woke up late as well, like in the hour, like usually like 11 or something, and I hated that. I felt so sluggish. And as much as I don't know if the circadian rhythm or the body clock thing is a real science or not, I have not checked it out myself, but I do think that it's a real thing, the circadian rhythm, and I think it's a real thing that our body is kind of attuned to sunlight and daylight to a certain extent. So there, for me at least, when I yearn for sunlight. It's like as I put it, I look to photosynthesize in the morning, even though that doesn't make sense. But there's just something nice about getting sunlight on your skin, you know. So yeah, the days where I woke up late, they were quite horrid. That's the definition of iPad kids. I know I can sleep in and wake up in the afternoon after with 9 hours of sleep and still feel sluggish. Yeah, I don't think it's like, I do think that the amount of sleep you get is definitely like a part or that contributes to your energy when you wake up. But I think a good chunk of that is also like your sleep schedule and what time you wake up. Like if you wake up late, like, or when you wake up and it's dark, like it's cloudy and stuff, or like you wake up maybe at 3 p.m. It's not the same as waking up on an early, say 7 a.m. with the sun shining on you. Oh, and I missed some chat. I think nowadays everything is very accessible. We have easy access to clean water. Oh, definitely. That's technological advancement, isn't it? Having everything accessible and more convenient. At what point do we need to start questioning our convenience, though? That's something that will always be a matter of debate, isn't it? Like, you know, nowadays we have AI, or, you know, when we switched horses over to cars and everything like that. when do we need to start questioning convenience or like the technological advancement that helps with simplifying our day-to-day? Because there are some drawbacks to having a simplified day-to-day. For example, because we have less things to do, we have more opportunities to feel directionless. Like, you know, think about it like you're The Sims, right? If you think about it like you're The Sims, if you have more furniture and stuff that can help you with housework, such as you buy a washing machine and stuff like that in The Sims, eventually your Sims will run out of things to do and will feel directionless, and at that point your Sims will feel bored. It's the same thing happens with humans. Now that a lot of our day-to-day tasks, the very annoying ones such as washing clothes or like dishwasher, washing dishes, basically it takes a lot of time off of our hands. The more time we have, just a lot more, we have a lot more free time. And during that free time, often we get bored and we lose our sense of meaning and direction. And then things happen. Yeah, it depends on the person what happens, but things happen for sure. When you lose direction and you get a little bit bored, you know what I mean? Some people have different, as if it wasn't for my work schedule, I would 100% be awake at night to sleep during the day person. That's what I thought about myself, but I tried it and I didn't like it. But hey, yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm closed to the idea that there definitely could be quote-unquote night owls out there. Solar-powered, eco-friendly Noira. There's truth to the circadian rhythm. It's one of those reasons that the whole isolated in white room meme would never work. Your body would go out of whack without it. But what if your body lives on, say, artificial sunlight? How about that? Like, you know how plants can live on those man-made lighting? What if, like mouthwashing, you guys remember the mouthwashing game where you kind of, the day cycle is determined by artificial lighting and the screen? What if it's like that? What does that do to a human body and the circadian rhythm, I wonder? I remember reading somewhere that bathing in sunlight during the day creates some kind of chemical in your brain to help regulate your internal clock. Yeah, I believe it affects the production of, was it serotonin? If I remember correctly, yeah. One of those neurotransmitters that is kind of related to motivation. Yeah, it's probably serotonin, I think. I'm pretty sure it's not dopamine. Yeah, it's serotonin. So there has been research showing that getting some sunlight in the day can produce serotonin. Sorry, I'm catching up with chat right now. There are a bunch of processes in the body. You have different speed adapting to the shift of your rhythm. It's a tough balance between convenience and productivity. Some things take an excessive amount of time. If we remove it without putting something meaningful in its place, we lose all direction. And that's what I'm saying, right? Convenience takes something out of your hands for the better, supposedly. But then what if you kind of run out of ideas on what to fill that gap with? Whatever gap that's left by whatever's taken off of your hand. What if, you know? And what if instead you fill it with something that's slightly more destructive, but kind of adds up in the long term? Like, say, doom scrolling. Okay, I think I've talked shit about doom scrolling enough, but you know what I mean. This is just me thinking out loud, by the way. I used to sleep in late, but now thanks to you and Otis, I now get to enjoy more and more of the day before I go to work. Oh, thank you, Jackson. But one thing I do miss is the lack of responsibility, because before I started working like crazy, I used to just enjoy life and did a lot of photography. Hey, I hope that eventually you get to be in a place where you can enjoy your hobbies again and the things you used to enjoy and revisit them. Hopefully that happens to you soon. Nothing beats natural sunlight. However, the body is still strongly gravitated towards a circadian rhythm, still even under artificial light. That's fair. Hi, Randy. Anyway, I finally published the video, guys. Did you guys see it? It's very life-questioning shit. sort of video. I've been working on that video since like I think Friday, and I only got it done today. And I'm like, oh my god, it's finally done. Because I've been meaning to make that video for like the longest time, but I procrastinated too fucking much. It's a soul-searching quest, not that some tasks shouldn't be removed, but instead we should discover what beneficial and joyful task we could contribute instead. We can contribute instead. I do feel like some things, it might be different from person to person, but I do feel like there are some things I would prefer to do manually and not like made too convenient. You know what I mean? One of them for me is like washing dishes. I'm okay with washing dishes. Now, I would love to have someone or like some technology help me iron clothes. I would love that, but I don't mind washing the dishes. I think it gives me a nice pause in whatever I'm doing to kind of just chill, you know? I think with hyper convenience, something that should be maybe considered more is, do we want to take this away from our day-to-day? Because sometimes, for example, AI, right? There are some things that AI can do much faster, obviously, and much more conveniently. But sometimes you gotta stop and question, like, do you really want to do this? Like, do you want to have it easy and fast and just out of your hands like that? Because obviously, I think even when I say that I would love for something else to do my ironing for me, I would acknowledge that ironing gives me a nice peace of mind as well when I do it. You know, there are of course some trade-offs that happens when you take such tasks away and make them convenient. Isekai Shinozaku, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And also Mind Madness, thank you for the thank you for the sub on YouTube side. Hello, there's RC Goddess. I'm back from doing chores, which includes cleaning my dad's house, and I got good news and bad news. The bad news is we have bed bugs. Oh no! You're not bitten or infected. Wait, I heard that if you have bed bugs, you have to kind of like get pest control in, and that's kind of costly, right? I'm so sorry to hear that. That's like that's a horrible thing that's a very horrible thing to have happened. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get that figured out though. That sucks, dude. My Manix, thank you for the follow on Twitch side too. Hi there, Alcatraz. The values video was very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think this is like the second video where I've talked about values. The first one, I think it was kind of on a similar tangent, but the most recent one, the one I uploaded recently is figuring out values, but with more knowledge that I've learned along the way. And more applicability, if you want to put it that way. And ways to kind of implement it in your day-to-day. I don't know if it's for everyone though, because I know that I feel like I think about life too much sometimes, and I feel like not everyone would kind of want to unpack their lives the way I do. But like, I'm very proud of that video, so I'm happy with the stuff that I put out. Kurt, thank you for the 5 gifted on YouTube side. Thank you for bringing in 5 new tidings into the Deep Blue and your offering towards the shrine. Hey Kurt, I hope your coffee will be just the right temperature tomorrow. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you for your generosity. Interesting set of values you have. Yeah, my values is very interesting. And another interesting thing about values is that it kind of shifts and changes depending on like what happens to you, depending on the experiences that you come upon along the way. Like, for example, maybe since I took that test, I feel like maybe my sense of self-direction has changed, for example, because I've been having certain conversations with some people that have changed the way I think about like what I want to do and my direction in my day-to-day. You know, values are always shifting, but usually they don't shift significantly unless something really crazy happens. But yeah, it's interesting to, I really like that video, and I think the day that I figured out that process really gave me so much clarity. As much as I hate washing dishes, something about it with your yapping in the background makes it therapeutic. Ah, thank you. Thank you. There's science behind that, you know, of why washing dishes and doing certain chores can kind of give you a sense of zen. But you guys know that already if you've watched my videos. I can't wait for one of those AI robots to be affordable to do my dishes and laundry. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But like, because I'm like, I really want AI or like whatever to start ironing my clothes. I'm okay with washing clothes. I think washing clothes is simple enough if you have a washing machine. But it's ironing clothes that's a fucking bitch, at least to me. It's so time consuming. But I think about it and I'm like, how do you even automate ironing clothes? Every piece of clothing looks different, has different measurements. How do you even start to build an automated system that can iron clothes? I thought about it a tad and I'm like, oh, that's something I don't really want to think about. That's just too many varying and dynamic parameters in a sense. Yeah, I can't help it, okay? This is, when I have ideas, sometimes I entertain them, but then like, once I realize that certain foundational ideas of it are just a little bit too much, I withdraw. And that's part of the wonders of convenience if applied properly. Having the choice of using it or not allows everyone to do what works for them. Yeah, I reckon too. But I think that what's not discussed enough or like made aware of enough is, I feel like it's more like that's not taught to people. You get what I mean? A lot of people, they're kind of taught in school or educational systems or like by parenting or like their friends, societal pressures and shit, where it's like, nah, this is a standard. And some people who go into that never really end up questioning why they're using that or why they're doing that. For example, AI. Like someone might see all their friends using AI, so they use it as well without critically thinking about it and realizing that there's a trade-off to using AI. Meaning, okay, if you use AI for your essays, you should understand or acknowledge that at least you should know that what the trade-off is, being, oh, it's making your brain lazy, it's depriving you of the chance to train your brain in doing essays. You know, that sort of trade-off is not really known by people, I feel like. I wish it was known more, you know? And yes, I did make a whole video of that too. Remember? The whole debate about hiking just in nature without, say, checking your phone too much versus hiking while streaming. They're two different experiences. And some people sometimes opt for like hiking and streaming without realizing what the trade-off is when they stream versus when they do not stream. We're only like half an hour into the stream and we're having mad yaps, aren't we? I quite enjoy cooking and always clean up directly afterwards because I also enjoy the space it gives in my head. I also have quite an interesting perspective about cooking and baking or such. Some people apparently say that cooking is an outlet for creativity, and I've never really thought about it that way. I think cooking for me more so feels like, I mean, I don't mind it, but I don't really seek it because I feel like it's more of a survival thing for me. But I recently was exposed to the thought that, okay, cooking can be an outlet for creativity, such as like baking and everything like that. So when you feel like you want to master something or want to kind of have a creative outlet, cooking can be one of them. And I'm like, I've never thought about it that way. I used to iron my girlfriend's clothes and fold them. That's nice of you. Sorry, I'm gonna skim through some chats because I'm barely catching up with chat right now. Your videos are always an inspiration to think about whatever is weighing most on my mind, even if not weighing heavily in the moment. They always present a thought-provoking experience. Oh, thank you! That means a lot. That does. Because I do feel that. I don't know. Sometimes I just create videos because I want to, and even if it's like, okay, I don't think this is gonna reach anyone. But at this point, that's not really my priority. I think I'm really just happy being able to make videos, and if it reaches people, then that's great. That'll make me even happier. But if it doesn't, you know what? I'm still proud of what I do. I'm still happy of what I do. Well, I wanted to pop in to say hi. I'm about to take my partner to the doctor and take Otis out for a walk. I'll be back. Yo, Jackson, I wanted to ask you, did your girlfriend finish Clay Obscure? Did she get a car? Didn't you bet on a car for her finishing Clay Obscure? I always thought your body was seawater and clothes stay on you only because of magic. So if you nullify my magic, I just go NSFW? Is that what you thought? No. It's the ears that are magic. Teaching people to utilize critical thinking more in their daily lives would go a long way to helping make the world a better place. Oh, but that is always that is always the matter of discussion, isn't it? The matter of debate. Everyone in every generation would always say that, oh, you're not thinking critically enough. We're not thinking critically enough, I feel like. And I don't know what the solution to that shit is. How do you even instill critical thinking to the masses? I don't know. Because I feel like critical thinking is mostly like a cultural thing, almost. Okay, maybe it's part culture, part parenting, and other parts, I don't know, personal experience or something like that. But by default, I don't think... Okay, some people by default do critical thinking. Other people not so much, I feel like. So I don't know how you can make that like a common thing, because I feel like even via educational systems at schools, you don't really get directly taught to do critical thinking. Because with schools, with tests, you just mostly memorize shit, right? Even in tertiary education or university, it's mostly memorizing shit and understanding theories, not so much like questioning it. But I can't make a blanket statement like that, I guess. I mean, surely there are some educational institutions that go out of their way to add more critical thinking into their curriculum, I guess. I do not iron, use Scandinavian style of drying stuff hangs on a chair, so it would be somewhat less crumpled. Don't you guys get annoyed by like crumpled clothes? I mean, I don't iron all my clothes. I iron the clothes that need to be ironed though, but if they're only slightly crumpled, usually I use a hairdryer. You know, I kind of I tug at the shirt, and then I kind of use the hairdryer to kind of just heat out the crumples a tad, and it does help a bit. Or like, I don't know, do none of you guys use steamers? When I type a question in Google search, AI is the first to respond, but I still check most recently dated sources for accuracy. Yeah. Honestly, I rarely use AI. I use it sparingly. I only use it when I have like... When I'm trying to put some ideas together, it's great for brainstorming. But... And when I'm trying to do like lingo, like legal lingo or legal speak, sometimes I do it just to double check my structure and grammar and stuff like that. Or like when I'm looking for templates. Other than that, I don't really use AI much. Even when I do Google searches, I still always check Google search results over AI. Cooking is such a good side quest, indeed. Try with something simple. Yesterday I cooked egg fried rice and figured out how to get the right proportions. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy cooking. I had a phase where I was more experimental with cooking, but I think it's something I don't mind, but it's not something I particularly like. I think I'm just kind of okay with it. Baking though, I used to be really into baking actually. It was fun. You can use cooking for creativity, whether it's small ways like changing the seasoning of a recipe, or in a big way by completely making your own. Yeah, one of the reasons I liked baking was because I think what I usually did was like I follow a recipe and then I slowly change the recipe to what I think would be cool to add in. That's why I really liked baking back then. The thing is, cooking and baking is kind of inconvenient with the dishes that kind of results from it, versus say doing sports, you know what I mean? So I think it's more of the consequences of doing cooking or baking that I don't want to deal with. The activity itself, it's enjoyable to me, but I don't want to wash dishes, more like. Hi there, anomalies. I still occasionally look up the sticky notes I made from your video about procrastination. You do have reach, and I'm glad to find that community. Oh, thank you. I can't believe people make sticky notes and quotes from me, take quotes from me. Isn't that a crazy achievement? Imagine. Hi there, Aseba. School is about preparing you to be an obedient wagey cagey, not to be a free thinker. I think it depends. It depends on the curriculum and everything. Like I said, it's hard to say such things in a blanket statement, because even though we have like certain standards for schools, it's not all schools. So it's hard to say. Critical implies crisis, and thinking is a state of mind born from calm reflection. It's a paradox to expect good ideas from a fearful mind. Good ideas from a fearful mind. I would not know, nor would I be able to relate to that, because I like thinking. But I don't overthink. I think I like exploring ideas in general, and I like bouncing ideas. So I can't relate to that in a sense. I think one of the things that I came upon when I was doing my whole like values research, and I did the tests and everything, one of them actually said that I like the process of thinking and brainstorming and ideating versus the execution, and that is no truer words have ever been spoken. I like the process of making things and thinking for it, but executing it is a different story. Your videos definitely have a huge impact on some people, I'm sure about it. I think your way of presenting some live questions with examples of your personal experience and actual research done by yourself through your aesthetic vision of beautiful is what makes your content different from others. Thank you! Oh, you guys are showering me with compliments. Do you guys want something? Damn. My wife uses steamer and she says it's a bomb. I'm too lazy to try it though. Dude, using a steamer is very satisfying. I suggest you guys to try it. It's like, you know how you can get addicted to using a power washer? I feel like steamers are kind of similar. Last time I checked, critical thinking is a model that follows a hierarchy. Therefore, it's not real thinking, but mere pattern recognition. I don't know about that. Critical thinking can be as easy as like, okay, when you're presented with a problem or a statement, ask yourself why at least 5 times until you can't answer to your whys anymore. Ask yourself why as many times as possible. That's an easy way to critical thinking. I think that's the very basis of critical thinking. I think I've kind of been, I don't know, I've kind of been like I've been discussing things with my own thoughts for the longest time possible, since whenever I could remember. So critical thinking for me was just there, you know? I got sucked into stream. I forgot to set my alarm. Oh no! Please get ready for work. Don't be late because of me. I wanted to wash dishes. This is why I'm tempted to get factory meals. But seeing how expensive it is convinced me to stick to my own cooking and cleaning. Ah, yeah, that. You once told me something like, if it's not your first rodeo, you can handle it, when I shared some bad news I got and I'm dealing with it. That quote helped me during this year. Oh my God. I'm so happy. You know, if I helped you guys in any certain way, I'm happy, because mostly I share my perspectives. I don't think it's within my objective to actually change anyone's minds. If anything, I just want to share a perspective, and if that helps, that really means a lot already. Hi there, Lawman. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Hope you enjoy your first watch here. Did you end up getting that steak from a couple weeks back? Yes, I did. It was good steak. It was very good steak. Seems we've been caught. Yes, we do want something from all these compliments we're giving you. We want you to be happy and proud of it. Stop! Stop being fluffy and shit. Stop it right now. I demand it. Yes, your titlings. Don't worry, I set alarm. I won't be late for work, but I still got about an hour to hang out and enjoy you talking with us. It's sad that we have such a thing called time zones. Meaning you guys can't drink with me. You guys can only drink coffee or like some other sober shit. Shit liquors. Liquids. You know, what did I say? Sober liquids. Yes, you guys can only partake in sober liquids because it's morning time for a lot of you guys. But you know, I'm happy. I'm happy. It's noon. I can have beer. Well, if you must, or if you can, and if you'd like to join, why not? I drank water during the stream. Ah, yes, water, the classic. I know one day I'm going to have a day off that lines up and I will drink it in the morning with you. Dude, my streams are like, what, 7 or 9 a.m. for some of you guys? Do you really want to be drinking at 7 or 9 a.m.? I don't know if that's a good idea. Holy shit, at 7 or 9 a.m. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but you know. You don't have to. Look, even if you're not drinking alky, I mean, we still have good talks regardless. So it's definitely not a requirement. For me, it's because I don't have that much alcohol. Maybe I could ask a bottle or something for my birthday this weekend. You don't have to, guys. You seriously don't have to drink. Also, you don't have to drink to have good conversations and stuff like that. I mean, it's proven by the days that I don't drink on stream, or the free talk streams, or the Zatsus where I don't drink and we still have great conversations, don't we? Drinks aren't a requirement, or alcoholic drinks aren't a requirement. A drink, yes, but not alcoholic drinks. On the subject of time zones, I unfortunately have to dip because of work. Last day for me because tomorrow is a holiday and I got a 3-day weekend. Hey! Enjoy your weekend and your holiday, Ninja. Have a good day at work, man. And yes, don't forget to wind down and plan for your free days. 9 a.m. for me, and yes, one day I want to drink with you. And the titlings, I don't mind if I have the day off. I think the one time we can actually drink is when I do membership streams. Because the times are flipped then, right? But look, okay, membership streams are usually 9 a.m. for me. So whatever time it is for you guys right now, it's the opposite. I stream usually at 9 p.m., right? For the weekdays. Membership streams, I stream at 9 a.m. So it's like flipped. So I think during membership streams, you guys would be drinking instead and I would be having coffee. Yeah, that's just how time zones work, honey. Unfortunately. Sorry if I'm rather busy right now. I'm saving my clients' monthly savings and doing some modifying. One wrong move and I'm paying for the damages. What? Surely the company doesn't require you to pay for the damages, but hey, you go do you. Don't worry. Get focused. Lock in. Lock the fuck in. Yeah, IRL first, guys. Always prioritize IRL. Whiskey is so good. I'm looking forward to having some red wine and cigar over the weekend. Oh yeah, we have a membership stream over the weekend, guys. For some Clay Obscure. I'm so excited to play Clay Obscure again. Anyway, I sadly have to leave for at least an hour. Have a good one, Cross. Thanks for dropping by. And yes, please, if you've ought to go and if you've got other obligations, please do go. Do not let me keep you. After all, if you guys don't prioritize your IRL and then you guys can't get me offerings, I'm gonna be sad. Who else or how else are you gonna get offerings for the Deep Blue, right? Of course you get it by prioritizing your IRL. I could drink for membership streams, but then you aren't drinking. I want to be buzzed with you one day. Why? I'm never like fully buzzed when I stream, you know. At least I try not to be. Sometimes, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I have been buzzed, but ever so slightly for like 30 minutes or so. That's the max. I've never really gone over, I feel like, when it comes to streaming. Ever since that one time I did like a guerrilla stream where I was like fucking shit-faced drunk at 3 a.m. and I decided to stream. I swore to myself that I never would, would go on stream drunk or get tipsy on stream. Ever since then, I vowed to myself I shall never reveal my tipsy side on stream or anything above tipsy on stream ever again. How's the game been so far? Clair Obscur is amazing. I love Clair Obscur. It's definitely one of my favorite games out there. And Hades 2 yesterday was bloody amazing too. I love it. Hades 2 is so good. Honestly, the games we've been playing lately has been amazing. Date Everything is great too. I can't wait to play that again. Would have loved to see that. Unfortunately, that was like at least 2 years ago. When I was like shit-faced drunk and I decided to stream. Oh god, and I did a karaoke stream and people were like, Noira, you're slurring. And I'm like, shut up, I'm not slurring. I remember every minute of that stream. So I wasn't like drunk enough to the point that I didn't remember shit, but I was drunk enough to do stupid things. I will get buzzed and you can drink responsibly, no pressure. Yeah. But of course, please drink responsibly in general. Even if you do get buzzed, don't forget to hydrate yourself, right? With every shot you have or every pint or drink you have, please have a glass of water, right? Because here at the Deep Blue, as much as I like to have a drink or two and partake in my vices, we do it in moderation, and I'd like to see my titlings also do that. Watching you date stuff was fun. Oh, I know, right? Damn. You know, I'm also waiting for this other dating game that I played way back when for its beta test or something. I can't remember. It's called Touch Starved. It's like if you go on YouTube, you can actually find the old VOD. But oh, it's so good. That game made me squeal so much. That's just how it is, right? I just shout. I just scream a lot when I simp. Sly, Sipichato, arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. I hope that you will have nice dreams for your next sleep. Speaking of prioritizing IRL, I sadly have to cancel my membership for this month. Oh, yo, it's okay. No pressure. Don't worry about it. You don't even have to feel pressure to offer stuff to this shrine if you aren't able to. Like, you don't have to super chat or anything. No pressure. Don't worry. This Sea Fox is a tough bitch. When things are tough, I will figure shit out. It's okay. I'm an independent Sea Fox. But thank you so much, Sly. You've been a great support thus far. So please don't feel bad for having to scale it back a tad. It really means a lot. Speaking of offerings to the shrine, would have loved to offer some funny Swedish greaser chips. Greaser chips. Unfortunately, you guys can't send anything to me because my country's custom is kind of whack. Oh, yeah, we all go through that financial scare phase every once in a while, right? Despite me having a chief financial officer who is Ghost of Mint, yes, even at the Deep Blue, I get a lot of financial scares. Ghost of Mint, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, 5 new titlings over on YouTube side. Thank you. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Let's see, what should I wish for? I hope that tomorrow or sometime soon you can get to have a nice coffee chat with your manager, son. Fun coffee chat, a very wholesome coffee chat. Kurt, thank you for the 5 gifted as well on YouTube side. Oh my god, you guys are gifting so much. Holy shit! Thank you for your offer towards the shrine, Kurt. I hope that when you next get kind of slightly shit-faced, your hangover isn't that bad. Like a single ibuprofen can fix it. This is assuming you get hangovers at all. It's a fun game. Let's all gift until we snipe Sly with a gift. No, that's crazy, dude. What? I have dropped drug scribe ramblings 9 on Reddit. We know the truth of the 2.0 debut, or should I say the ritual that summons your original form? The ritual that summons my original form. Okay, tell me, drunk scribe. What are the requirements of summoning the 2.0? What regions do we need? Do we need the balls of a virgin. Well, what do we need to summon the 2.0? Good evening, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. CN Mila. Good evening. How are you? Welcome to the Deep Blue. Man, on ibuprofen, I've got horrible back pain and body pain and just pain in general. Dude, ibuprofen is actually what a... Look, I was just thinking about this today, right? Obviously, I have no degree nor much medical knowledge, but I do know that in general, at least from my readings, that ibuprofen is like generally better than paracetamol or whatever you guys call it, wherever you guys are from. But because I think ibuprofen, as I know it, you can take more ibuprofen a day compared to paracetamol without fucking up some certain parts of your internal organs. So ibuprofen... So in my country, paracetamol is the general painkiller to get, the go-to painkiller to get. So it's hard for me to get ibuprofen, but ibuprofen works so well, especially when I get like, you know, blood moon cramps. Holy shit. When it's fucking painful as hell, only ibuprofen can fix that shit. I carry with me both paracetamol, extended release, and ibuprofen at all times. Oh, you don't stack it, do you though? I don't know. Stacking it, if not following the right doses, I think can be pretty bad on your internal organs. I've used it so much I call it vitamin I. Damn, dude. Fortunately, you wrote the scroll, so you'll have to remember where you set the ritual instructions. You think I remember shit, drunk scribe? Damn, even if I wrote it down somewhere on some fucking Dead Sea Scrolls or shit, I don't even remember where I put them. Where the fuck do I even put my scroll of shit? Ibuprofen also has anti-inflammatory in it as well. Yeah, I think ibuprofen is great because anti-inflammatory, meaning if you got like muscle spasms or like inflamed muscle or body parts, it really helps. Which is something that paracetamol doesn't really have. So technically ibuprofen with certain kinds of like, you know, sometimes at least I can feel the difference between like paracetamol headache and an ibuprofen headache. No. A paracetamol fever and an ibuprofen sort of fever. Does that make sense? Sometimes I know that with certain kinds of fever that I feel like I'm getting, or like headaches that I'm getting, I know that, okay, I need paracetamol for this. But like for certain other times where it feels like my body it feels like I'm, I want to say in heat, but Omegaverse exists, so I shan't. It feels like when, you know, your body feels really hot inside, but you're like regular temperature, but you feel like you have an internal fever. That's when you know you should be grabbing an ibuprofen sort of shit. They are different though. One is anti-inflammatory, the other one is to reduce temperature and kill pain. You know what? I don't know. But I'm mostly, for me, I have my personal go-tos with certain kinds of pains that I manage to recognize, in which I can be like, okay, this is a paracetamol sort of thing, this is an ibuprofen sort of thing. But yeah, mostly I use ibuprofen. Like for example, with toothaches, yeah, when it's more like sharp pain sort of feeling when from toothaches, I think paracetamol works better. But then again, I'm no medical professional, I'm saying this. So I might be wrong, guys. Do your own research or ask your medical professional, all right? All I know is that it works wonders for period cramps. Body pain, headache, and the kind of pain that feels like I'm being bit on from the inside. Apologies for the graphic description. Yeah, body pain, headache, and kind of pain that feels... Do you use ibuprofen or paracetamol for that? Now the Chaos King. We won overall race with Privateer Lamborghini. Hey, Tidlings won. Also, the Alpine looks great, doesn't it? That's just such a beautiful car for representing the Tidlings. Dropping the drunk scribe character for a moment. Unfortunately, due to medical issues, I can't take ibuprofen without vomiting, so I kind of deal with things. Oh, shit! I'm so sorry to hear that, man. That must suck, man. Oh, because, yeah, ibuprofen... I vomit a lot as well when I take ibuprofen without like food or something, because sometimes I don't know, I get really I get really painful period cramps sometimes. I think I've mentioned this a few times, but like sometimes with my period pains, I literally just fucking end up in fetal position in bed and can't do shit. Like I have a big ass rib tattoo that's a cover up of another rib tattoo, and it's a fully colored tattoo with white ink and everything. And I think you guys might know that having a tattoo on your rib is one of the most painful places to have it. Well, my period cramps hurt more than that. Even though the rib tat was fucking painful, my period cramps have been worse. So, yeah, sometimes that happens in the mornings where I'm still asleep and the pain wakes me up. So then I immediately just crawl towards my ibuprofen, and then sometimes it makes me throw up because I haven't had anything to eat. Usually makes stomach issues worse to the doctor I went to. Yeah. Hi there, Ompong. But yes, please always, I do think that one of the recommendations for ibuprofen is that you should always have something in your stomach, or like you eat something first before taking ibuprofen. Because it can be quite harsh on your stomach lining or something. I don't know. How are you, Ompong? We were just talking about you yesterday because we were playing Hades 2. Hades 2, and I mentioned how I have like Hades style art made by you, and also an R34. Getting a tattoo hurts. It depends where. I do know that for some of the tattoos I've gotten, in certain areas I fell asleep. But out of all the tattoos I've gotten, only the ribcage one has hurt. Like the most recent ribcage one. The cover-up ribcage tattoo. That was the only one that hurt. The others I mostly fell asleep to. Makes sense. There's an article saying periods can be as painful as a heart attack. Damn, that's crazy. The reason I know is because it surprised so many guys and their reactions trended on the internet a while back. Wasn't there like a period simulator belt or something? Simply the clown. Hello, how are you? June was so insanely hectic for me. Here's to hoping July is an easier time. Yeah, I hope that July settles down a tad bit for you. Hey, July has just started, guys. Oh, fuck. July's gotta be mad hectic for me too, because I'll be prepping for 2.0. Here's to hoping that July can be kind to us all. Relatively kind. Cheers. Oh, you reminded me that my July is gonna be crazy too, Ompong. I made the mistake of taking ibuprofen without food. On top of extreme stress from work and a bad case of food poisoning, I ended up needing a... Oh shit, dude! That's horrendous. Yes, please be careful with taking your medications, holy shit. Just remember that, you know, sometimes something that you might not think about much can end up in permanence. Be careful, guys. Hope July stops being hot for like a week. I'm like hoping for sunlight for July. Recently it's always been raining, and it still is raining, though not as much, but there's still barely any sunlight in the mornings and the avos. I couldn't stand getting a tattoo. I hate needles. Fair. I know a decent set of people who don't particularly like needles. That too. I've seen guys yelp and cuss from the cramp simulator while the girls are unfazed and used to it. I do think that period cramps, although I do know that like not all women get period cramps, but like I do think that one of the reasons women have a higher pain tolerance on top of genetics is because we're trained on period cramps. I'm all for menstrual leave. It should be mandatory in all countries. Yeah. I mean, I'm very jealous of like those who don't really get cramps or are unfazed by their periods. Because I do know, for example, it really depends from person to person. And for me, it depends. It's like RNG. Every month is a fucking RNG for me. Like I have a friend who just consistently cannot work for the first 2 days of her periods because she's just dead. Like bedridden. Not because of pain, but just because of lethargy and like, I don't know, anemia or something. I don't know. For me, that it's kind of like that for me, but it's usually just one day, and then it's just mad cramps. RNG though. Not always, but RNG. Wishing a smooth hecticness to you, Noira. I hope it doesn't become too stressful. Yeah, I hope so for you too. And yeah, I'm excited because in July we're gonna have our 2.0 debut. Do you know how excited I am towards looking more mature? I think... Okay, do you guys think that my current model looks mature? Because I think my current model looks a little bit young. Don't you reckon? With the type of shit that we talk about, sometimes I feel like it doesn't fit. So I'm kind of welcoming a more mature looking model, which is a 2.0. I hope that it fits whatever we end up talking about and the tone of our of my content better. Comparative to the usual VTuber model, definitely mature. Really? Really? 2.0 is debuting now? No. 2.0 is debuting next month. Yeah, 2.0 is gonna be great. I can expect a mommy model. I don't know about being mommy. It's always oneesan, guys. You give off older sister vibe. The thing is, I feel like you only say that because you've kind of been here for a while. You've seen the vibes of the video and my streams and my stuff and my voice. That's why it kind of gives like an older sort of vibe. If you see my model out of context, like you don't know me, you haven't heard of me, nor have you heard my voice, nor hear the shit that we talk about here at the Deep Blue, would you guys still think that I look like an older woman? I guess the model is 27. Young but not too young. Or as I always say it, right? Old enough to know better, young enough to still make interesting mistakes. I should have that on a shirt somewhere. Not a hag, the fuck you talking about? It's oneesan. We started for a new model, but I still love this one. I think this model is pretty mature looking. Maybe when we do miss this model a lot, when we have 2.0, we can still revisit this model, right? Nothing wrong with that. Early 30s, like 31. Damn. Because I think most people kind of feel like my model looks like, I don't know, early 20s or like mid 20s max. A 27-year-old who's really smart. Ah, thank you. I like the really smart part. Noira, Epiphany merch when? What do you mean by Epiphany merch? Put that on a mug? Mayhaps, maybe, we'll see. 32? Good to know that I happen to be staying on brand with whatever ages you guys are guessing right now. 45. Sure. You know what? Don't worry, I'm always older than you guys, right? Thus, it's always oneesan. Never hag, though. Never hag. I seen your model first out of context, and it looks more mature compared to most VTuber models. I guess if you kind of put me next to most VTuber models, that's fair. Because a good chunk of VTuber models, I think, opt for a very youthful sort of look, right? Very cute. Like, I would say, like, my model isn't particularly... I don't think, like, cute is the first word that comes to mind when you see your sea fox hair. Noira, age reveal? You don't need an age reveal from me. All you need to know is that I'm older than you guys. And I'm wise as fuck. You don't need to know my age. It's the eyes for me. The eyes speak wisdom. Why, thank you. Most of the VTuber characters YouTube gives me look more towards the small cute type. So any VTuber with more adult proportions look more mature. That's fair. I wonder why though. I wonder why most VTubers, I guess, in general, kind of go towards that sort of look. I've seen 40-year-olds that look 20 and vice versa, so I don't really assume age by looks. Yes, you know what? You should only assume by wisdom. Am I right or am I right? Of course I'm right. I mean, just judge people by their wisdom. Judge the sea fox by her wisdom. That's all you guys need to know. That's enough. Epiphany's on display on consumer merch, like mugs, shirts, League of Legends gift cards, League of Legends gift cards, phone covers and whatnot. My epiphanies, what have my epiphanies been though? I don't I can see, I can rewatch my own videos and think of epiphanies. You know what? When you guys watch my videos, how about you guys look for epiphanies or like quotes you guys want to have on mugs and shit, and then maybe we can make that a thing. If it's a good idea, we can totally make it a thing. Dickatonis, thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink some water actually. The eyes are definitely the best part. A lot of people actually say that. Model makeup is very different also. Ah, yes. My eyeliner and the way my eyes look and stuff. And the lips. You know, I felt so old when Reva told me what Saibao stands for. Yo, I've heard of that. What the fuck does it stand for? I think a friend of mine recently told me about that, but like, I don't remember what it stands for. What does that mean? But wisdom is not quantifiable, so how can you accurately judge people? I'm just saying that if you feel like they're wiser than you, then they're more likely perhaps older than you in experience. And I was saying inexperienced, right? The more wise someone is, you know that they'd have richer experience in general. Or better self-awareness, or a mix of both. I mean, if it's not your first rodeo, you could get through this. Could look good on a mug. That's fair, that's fair. We should like jot that down somewhere. Know the enemy and know yourself. I'm pretty sure that's like from some book about wars and shit or something. Don't judge a book by its cover. Place relative expectation by its cover instead. Relative expectation by its cover instead? I don't think I've ever said that. Maybe we should start misquoting me. Maybe we should start like taking random quotes and just saying it's by me and put it on merch or something. 我的夫火散是 something I cannot read. Your what? Your something is 30? I can barely read Mandarin. As the drug scribe, I could know the age of Noira. Here's a hint. Take the number 8 and turn it sideways. Yes! Someone knows what's up. Or down, or sideways, or any axis or fourth dimension. Yes, the drug scribe definitely knows what's up. Sun Tzu! Art of War! Sun Tzu! Why does Sun Tzu sound so cute? Damn. Sun Tzu. It's Sun Tzu, no? I find the water bubbles a bit on the hair cool. Ah! Good for you to notice that they're water bubbles. They're gonna be looking different to 2.0, these water bubbles. Did you say that Saibao is what? How do you even pronounce that colloquially? S-Y-B-A-U? Shut your bitch ass up. That's so ridiculous, dude. People go to... I don't know, I feel like we owe... I don't know why there are so many weird ass abbreviations that... But then again, I already consider a lot of slang in general to be quite questionable. Like the whole gyat thing and like phantom tax shit, like, ugh. It feels so distasteful, to me at least. It's a preferential thing. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sound right. Sun Tzu learned from Noira, of course. Yeah, of course he did. The titlings are making me say things I've never said before and quote it as my quote. Yeah, that could work. That could work. More like bow bow, bow bow indeed. Bow bow skill issue. But yeah, maybe I should start making a record of all my quotes so that I could chuck it on a shirt or something. My tofu pudding costs $30 and there is no shipping fee. Ah, look, dude, I knew that was tofu pudding. Fuhua, like in Indonesian we call it kembang tahu, which literally means tofu flour. Flour tofu. Tofu flour? Tofu flour. Fuhua. So it's a direct translation of like the Chinese Mandarin words. I knew it was tofu pudding. I don't like taxes. Nor when taxes were invented. Okay. I would trust the drunk scribe to come up with relatively accurate quotes. Hello there, Flower. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Did you call me Flower? I don't think anyone has ever called me Flower before. Hi, Duma. Why are we still here? Just to cope? You're here for me! Is that even a question? Jonan, though, on a personal level, I find your voice the most appealing part of your character. There's a charm and a soothing attribute to it. One of the reasons why it caught me in the wild, basically. Thank you! Honestly, I don't know how to react every time people say things about my voice. I'm very thankful, of course. But it's something I did not expect when coming into VTubing. So I'm happy. I'm glad. I really never thought much about my voice in general, guys. And also, it's aging. I think when I was younger, my voice is definitely generally much higher. Had a higher threshold. I sounded, I don't know. I think I talk in a higher pitch. Nowadays, not so much. I don't know why. I guess it's something. It just happens with aging. Fuck it, I'll figure it out when we get to it. Yo, that is legit something I generally say. I say, fuck it, let's wing it. Fuck it, just wing it. I do say a lot of stuff like that along those lines. Decision to eyeball her finances. Yes. See? The drunk scribe knows his shit. He knows his shit. Fuck it, we ball. Indeed. Sometimes you just gotta do that, you know? Sometimes you gotta make decisions with incomplete information. And sometimes it's just... Sometimes waiting on complete information or just delaying it costs more than making the decision right there and then. So yes, sometimes fuck it, we ball, or fuck it, let's wing it is necessary. Unfortunately, I think I do it too much sometimes. It's nice to do things without having to think about it too much, you know? Oh no, I'm almost out of whiskey. And we're only halfway through stream. What shall I do? Alright. Tofu pudding. Full hua. If you want to sleep, do have a good sleep. Thanks for dropping by. Oneesan. 你吃吧，睡觉。Have a good sleep. Thanks for dropping by, and I'm sorry for my shitty Mandarin. Oneesan. What he said just basically defines the entire point of R&D. Do you mean R&D or RNG? Because R&D is research and development. I'd like to hear that. Can you recreate your teenage voice? How do I even recreate my teenage voice? I think that the closest thing to my teenage voice is probably like, just check my oldest video, man. On YouTube. I think my oldest video on YouTube is like, what, 7 or 8 years ago? I don't think that's close to my teenage voice, but it's the closest thing you could listen to my teenage voice, I feel like. My voice was very much higher when I did videos back then. It's very nice. Words fail to tell you how soothing it is. Has everyone eaten well? Thank you. I hope you enjoy your stay here too. We are currently chilling. I believe some of us are having cereal. I don't know. What are you guys having other than drinks? Are you guys eating anything? Are you guys sharing? Sounds like R&D. Research and development. You fuck around and hope you don't run out of funding before you find... Oh, well, that's fair. Okay, in that sort of sense, that makes sense, yeah. Do first, ask questions later. Some people say that it's easier to apologize than ask for permission. Although I know that's like a different tangent. But, you know, I have a good set of friends who are married, right? And the hubbies would often say that when they're trying to kind of just get away for a tad and maybe play some games or anything, and then they get in trouble later, and then they come when we meet, they sheepishly just say, you know what, sometimes honestly it's easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. So, you know, sometimes they just do it. Despite of what the wife has to say about their gaming habits. Or, you know, maybe them going out with their friends for a little too long. Gotta make my coffee and eggs. Ooh, coffee. I'm out of whiskey. Do I want to go out and pour myself another? I'll consider it. What are you cooking? What food are you making? But yeah, guys, don't forget to check out my latest video if you do want to find out about values. If you do want to find out more about yourself, because I really do think, I mentioned this earlier on the stream, how I feel like I overthink about the self, myself too much. Like I really like learning more about myself, but I understand that a lot of people find it uncomfortable or don't really have it as top of mind sort of thing. Having self-awareness and exploring and learning more about yourself. It's not really like everyone's priority, you know? I think that for a good chunk of people, depending on cultures though, of course, their priority is rather to be accepted by other people or like communities. A sense of belonging. So that means like, it's more so, okay, as long as I'm accepted by other people, I don't really need to care much about figuring out myself more. I think that's how it is for a lot of people. So often the things that I talk about, or what we talk about here in the Deep Blue, I know that it's not for everyone. Just like how you can't really have these sort of conversations and discussions with everyone, right? Discussions about life, or like your values, figuring yourself out, or like your conflicts and values conflicts and stuff. I just proved some sourdough in a cold smoker. Oh my god, that sounds so good. It's in the oven baking now and I'm smelling extra smoky. You know what I want to try? I want to try making focaccia. That's how you say it, right? I want to try making some focaccia. Focaccia. I think there's a trend on Reddit. On Reddit. I just found out that there's a whole subreddit for r/bread. And I want to try some of the recipes that they've put there. And there's like a whole trend for making focaccias right now. The good thing about you and value number 3 is that it didn't make you vain and snobby. Value number 3, my value number 3, which is appreciation for beauty and excellence. I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. I'm thankful that I've had my phases where I was a little bit snobby and thought a little bit too high of myself. And kind of... Is it not focaccia? Is it focaccia? Fosas? I don't know how to pronounce it, dude. How does one pronounce it? Oh, but... Yeah, I've had my phases of being a little bit too snobby and was a little bit too much on my high horse too often. And it's thanks to some people who have... I think confronted me about it that I realized what I was doing and I got to rework that. So if anything, if you see me as being a humble bitch, it's thanks to those people who were in my life. Visury, thank you for the 5 gifted on Twitch side. Gifter, arigato, thank you for bringing in 5 new titlings into the Deep Blue and you started a hype train. Thank you. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Visury, I hope that... I saw your conversations on Discord. I think you're a programmer. Then I hope that your codes and your I hope that your brackets match and you don't have a hard time finding that closing bracket or that extra bracket. Let me see. I missed some chat. Focaccia? Focaccia? Is it focaccia? I don't know, man. Look, focaccia is like a rare thing here in my country. So I never really got the chance to kind of say it or like pronounce it. Now I know. Thank you. Sudden urge to send Noira Swedish knackebrod. What is knackebrod? Just keep being you, Flower. Sadly, it happens. All we can do is try to understand one another. Self-discovery is fun. I like that you talk about it and have such motivating thoughts. Thank you for always sharing about them. Then thank you guys for actually listening to them and checking it out. It's, you know, it's always a crazy thing that you think that you share something that you think nobody would care about, and people actually find it and enjoy it. It's the most delightful thing ever. And I thank you guys for that. It means so much. TX Avengers, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I'm out of time. Thank you for dropping by, Visuary. Thank you for dropping by, just dropping subs. That's crazy, isn't it? Have a good one, Visuary. If I ever hear you say your avatar is a beautiful band, then I know another goddess stole your body. Nah, I think the difference is that although I do appreciate like things looking pretty and people looking pretty and everything looking pretty, I understand that it's a preference, and I understand that not everyone has the ability to see the way I do, nor not everyone has, or it's a subjective thing more like. Rather than an ability, it's a subjective sort of thing. I've come to understand that. Because yes, well, some people have also kind of confronted me about it. You see, character is kind of built on some people or certain experience where you get confronted about these and then you suddenly question your values. And I'm thankful for all those confrontations and conflicts that I went through and cringy moments and mistakes that I got to learn from in my days. If not, you wouldn't have the current Sea Fox, hey? Hi there, Valgray. All good, Valgray. Never apologize for being late. Even the fact that you're here, it already means a lot to the Deep Blue. More of us indeed. Focaccia. Wait, so it's focaccia and not focaccia? What if they use Python? Wait, I didn't know that Python doesn't use brackets. What? The fuck? Then how do they close their... I don't know what you fucking call them. How do they close their shit? How do they close their code without brackets? How are you supposed to kind of just array them or like structure your code then? I wouldn't know. I don't really program. I know the logic behind programming, but I don't know how to program. Me coding in C, we need to pray to avoid segmentation faults. I wish I knew how to program. Focaccia is how we Italians pronounce it. Focaccia. Focaccia. Got it. Focaccia. I get lost a lot, so it really does help. Like a light in a dark hole, we all pray for you in it. Sorry from UK. That's cute. That's very cute. Scopes are defined using indentation. Indentation? What do you mean by indentation? Oh, tabbing. Oh, it would look very much more better structured then if it's with tabs. I can imagine it would look very much more prettier compared to, you know, the usual coding structure. There are brackets, but only for arrays and functions, nothing more. I see. Maybe chia, but emphasize on the ch part. Focaccia. Focaccia. Did I get it right? Focaccia? Focaccia? Thank you for that hype train. Thank you for getting such a hype train in the middle of the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine, guys. Focaccia! Okay, now I can say it with confidence, knowing that I got the help of like people from around the world who visited the Deep Blue and told me and taught me how to pronounce focaccia. Like I just found out recently as well that, you know, Madeleines, I've always thought that it's pronounced as Madeleines. I don't know why. Even though the spelling is technically Madeline, but like my friend corrected me and it's like, it's Madeline, and I'm like, oh shit, I've been pronouncing it Madeleines my whole life. Pastries, they're hard to pronounce. Such as viennoiseries. I only learned how to say that properly recently, right? Am I saying it properly? Viennoiseries? Viennoiseries. Because I thought that you previously pronounced it as viennoiseries. I didn't realize there was an I in there somewhere. So that it's viennoiseries. Yeah, we're just cozy talking here about a lot of things, from life to apparently baked goods now. Isn't that the most coziest shit you can hope for? Life and baked goods. Just a good cup of coffee would complete that, wouldn't it? I really hope that one day, if we happen to get a spot at, say, con, maybe I don't know. It'd be nice to open like a pop-up bar or a pop-up cafe, wouldn't it? Rather than having your usual VTuber sort of booth selling merch. Wouldn't it be cool to be serving coffee and talking with people instead or something? Yeah, go get your coffee. I love that Danish is a word for a people, a country, and a pastry. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Guys, should I get more whiskey? Also, I'm like still considering what should I play for next week. Or, you know what? Do you guys have any suggestions for games? It's not as if I have a lack of backlog, but I'm just curious. What games do you guys reckon would be perfect for the Deep Blue? Do you guys have any particular suggestions? Maybe I could take them into account. And maybe we could play them out one day. I wouldn't promise like anytime soon because of the current backlog I have. But I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Irish coffee also. I've never actually had Irish coffee. The only time I've had Irish coffee is like in Date Everything. Kopi served it. So I don't know what that tastes like. Subnautica sounds fitting. Dude, I would get so fucking terrified by Subnautica. What are you talking about? Don't give me horror stuff. I got this new game called Sable. It's an adventure puzzle game. An adventure puzzle game? I don't know. What are the puzzles like? I noticed that there are certain puzzles I really hate, or I don't know if I just hate puzzles in general. But, you know Honkai Star Rail puzzles? And God of War puzzles? I actually really dislike them. Because I'm kind of impatient and I just want to like beat shit up. That's me with puzzle games. But maybe it's because it's like a combination between like action and puzzle. Maybe if it's like pure puzzle games, maybe I wouldn't be as annoyed. I've had it and I didn't even know it was alcohol. Is the alcohol like kind of subtle and not so strong? I recommend more involved games versus more casual experience games, so I don't think Geometry Dash or Deltarune would be the best game genres for you. Those are my special interests. Deltarune is the one by the creator of Undertale, right? Toby Fox? How is Deltarune? What's that like? I was thinking of playing Undertale again, but honestly, Manager-san warned me, Noira, you're gonna get kids on your stream. And I'm like, yeah, but I really want to play Undertale. I'll think about it. Because of that, I kind of postponed it. I played Undertale once. It was super fun. Coffee talk would be lush, but a bit of rum in there and fun times. Oh, coffee talk. Yeah, I've been meaning to play coffee talk again, actually. Hopefully horror, Doom. Don't know if any of my games are good. No, coffee talk is a good one, I feel like. But there's a reason I don't stream Coffee Talk anymore. It's because the game Coffee Talk has been getting a lot of, at least the last time I played it, it's been getting a lot of like false copyright claims for their music, which is so stupid. And it's false copyright claims, meaning I can actually do things to kind of stave them away, but it's just annoying to deal with. That's why I haven't really streamed it again. It's a lovely game. I would love to play it again, but maybe I should give it another try. Maybe they've solved it. Or maybe I should do a membership stream for it. Whiskey goes so well with coffee? I would imagine so, yeah. Not the hating on HSR when I am playing it and listening to it. Look, I find HSR great. I like the mechanics and I think the aesthetics are nice and everything. I just really don't like the puzzles. I don't like it when puzzles feel like filler content. Or like they're making it a little bit difficult for you just to kill your time just because. I think those are the times I don't like puzzles. I adore Resident Evil, but I hate puzzle. Wait, are there puzzles in Resident Evil? I mean, I don't know if I recommend it because they're too involved. Ah, I see. Age of Advent? What's Age of Advent? Maybe I should play Uma Musume, guys. Everyone's playing Uma Musume. But I don't know, racing girls? I saw the game, I don't mind it, but something about the idea of racing horse girls feels weird in my head. Yeah, I haven't figured out how I feel about it. I just heard that it's a good game. Have a good runner, Samurai. Thank for the hydrate. I specialize in indie games. I know many fun and clever indie games. Such as? I have so much backlog, but I just don't know if people want to watch me play it. I still want to play Manor Lords. There's also this game called Grizz, which is done by one of my favorite illustrators ever, who is Kushinov Ilya. I haven't played that at all. Play it by talk about topics that bore the kids. Happy birthday, Noira? What do you mean, happy birthday, Noira? What do you mean? My birthday is on the 5th of November. That's why I'm listening to your calm voice while I am finishing all my leftover puzzles. Ah, the irony. How I dislike puzzles and you're having my voice over your puzzles. Just so you can calm yourself down. I don't know if that's irony or just perfect chemistry. Uma Musume is so peak. It legit feels like watching real life horse racing. My impression is that it's like you're watching F1. Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it off stream, see what I feel about it. If you like card games, I recommend Inscription. Kind of spooky though. Is card games like Hearthstone? Is that like TCG or deck building sort of stuff? As what someone said, it's the closest thing to watching your child race in the school sports day. Why is that so cute? Holy shit. Oh my god, someone in that sort of sense, I feel like someone should make a gacha game of VTubers just trying to beat each other in games or like weird ass game shows as a game. That would sell, no? Uma Musume is fun. It's like a weird mix of Persona and racing and gacha. I'll try it out. Yes, 5th of November is my birthday. I stayed in the town in Hokkaido where they raised some of the IRL. What do you mean IRL Uma Musume? What do you mean? Are you saying they're based off of real people, horses? What do you mean? Adore indie games. Like, fam, such good stuff out there. Cryosphere is a classic I find. I don't think I get exposed much to indie games. Nor do I really get much of a chance to play it, I feel like. I feel like indie games... Because as a streamer, generally, you kind of tend to go for games that you know at least has some modicum of an audience, right? Especially if you have limited amount of stream times. Because in general, I don't really stream the most popular games in general. So I at least try to slip in one decent game that actually has an audience at least once a week. So that's and I don't really get to play games much off stream, so that's one of the reasons why I don't really get to play indie games much unless like they pop off like Clay Obscure, of course, or I happen to be playing a trending game and I happen to have a free slot that I could chuck into my Tuesdays to check out a new game. Vein to Hearthstone, though much simpler. I'm taking a study course for a life insurance license and it's explaining why consent is important. There is good reason why an insurance won't insure a man's wife's accidental death without her knowledge. Oh, damn. They are based off of real horses. Really? Oh, that's crazy. Did you play To the Moon series? I wanted to play sequels, didn't get time yet. Nope, I did not. A lot of those horse girls are based off of real life horses. In fact, today is the anniversary of one of the horses passing. Ogura. What? That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Damn. So they have legit laws and everything like that. Oh, that's fun. That's a fun way to make anime, isn't it? It's kind of like, I love that. I love when people do that with anime, you know? Such as, I think there was one anime where they turn historical weapons like swords and stuff like that into very hot anime boys, men, and it's widely popular. I love when animes do that. Because there's like, it's very intriguing to know that there's actually real lore behind it, not just made up fictional lore. The fact that it has some tie to reality is pretty cool. As majority of the Uma Musume are based on real legendary racehorses, Sai Games bought the rights to use horses' names for the owners. Ah, that's crazy. I like that. I like those sort of stuff. Yeah, they have legit laws, and some of them, I don't know if it's all, have the IRL horses stories also built into the character. Like Silas Suzuka, who has a leg injury IRL and also in the anime. I would assume that they'd probably use their IRL stories, like the horses' IRL stories, and probably like maybe change a few things so that it has a better narrative or like some bit more drama, just so it's funner. That's usually what shows and movies do, right? To the Moon is a masterpiece. Pretty sad though. Plot is somewhat similar to Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I don't know any of that. If you could TLDR it, what's it about? Or like, what's like the main highlights of that game? I stayed in the house of the trainer of Narita Brian, Biwa Hiyahide, and Marvelous Sunday. Wait, is that like a single house, or did you go to like 3 separate houses for that? That's so cool though. Believe that anime is actually based off a mobile game. Wait, wasn't Uma Musume an anime first before it was a mobile game? I don't know how you appeared on my algorithm, but hey girlie, it's fate. That's fate, isn't it? Hi Fixie, welcome to the Deep Blue. What? Oh, the weapons into Hot Guys one. Oh, was it a mobile game first? I don't even know what the anime is called, so I don't really know much about it. I don't know, man. My phase with hot men mobile games gacha is over. I had my Love and Deep Space era, and there was this one card that was just a little bit too much, and I just dropped the game. As much as I like simping over fictional characters, and as much as I like dating sims and shoujo games and, you know, those kind of stuff, there are some things that are just too cringy for me. Like for Love and Deep Space, there was this one card where I physically cringed, like in real life, my expression, and I actually reeled back physically in reaction to it. Because it was just, I don't know, it made me feel all sort of things that felt uncomfortable. It was this card where, if you guys know Silas is the zaddy guy in Love and Deep Space. Basically, we got to roleplay some dom sub thing, and he was sub and tied up, and we had a whip. And we got to kick him to the ground and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, this is... I don't know. I'm feeling all sorts of things. I understand where this is going. This is kind of... I understand the appeal, but it makes me physically cringe too much, you know? As much as I can't even say that I find it attractive. Do I find it attractive? Nah... I don't know. I think I'm kind of undecided on it. I think it would have been fine if it was in, say, manga form or in writing, but to see it in 3D and just animated like that was a bit too cringe or too much for me. I don't know why. I think it would have been fine if I was like reading about it on AO3 or something. But it's not something I'd like to see fully animated like that in a mobile game. Token Ranbu, right, yeah, Token Ranbu. Sorry, let me catch up with chat. I mean, I don't mind BDSM. You know, it's just that to have a fictional character animated in front of you from a first person perspective, I don't know, it's like hentai games. I don't like hentai games, you know? I don't mind hentai. I don't like hentai games though. It's a bit too... I just don't like it. It's a preference. Token Rumble, I think, is what you were talking about. I only know because I used to play it. There's a TCG of it? I didn't know that. Two doctors go into the mind of an old man to fulfill his dream of flying to the moon. Oh, that's so sweet. The problem is that he needs to wish for that to happen and he doesn't. So they start to unravel the mystery of his life, family, and his dead wife. That sounds super fucking sad. Holy shit. But that does sound like a good story, John. That's To the Moon? I'll actually check it out. The trainer worked with the horses full time, and then he and his wife turned their house/ranch into an inn after retirement and several race trophies. Oh, so they basically giving like their... Wait, are the horses still there? Are they just living the good life now, or have they passed? I am out of gacha phase too, gladly. Like, I appreciate the big fan base and fan related content, but the games keep getting more predatory and stuff, which gives me an ick to keep playing. Yeah, that. And also I feel like some games just try too much to sexualize their character because they know sex sells, and I understand that, but it's just not for me. Like, I think that was that one game, was it Azure Lane or something? Where the boobs just get bigger, and at one point one of the characters has like 4 boobs, and I'm like, what the fuck? I could never. Like, sometimes there's just, for me, there's a certain threshold where it's just too much, you know? As much as I love beautiful fictional people, and as much as I love them looking sexy and amazing, there's a certain threshold where it's just too much for me. Of course, I'm not saying that anything's wrong with it, it's just a preferential thing. Hi there, Scarling. How are you? Oh, we were talking about Uma Musume, and then we started talking about hentai. And I'm just talking about how with certain games, sometimes they do certain things that just put me away and never touch it again, because sometimes it's too much fan service, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Same thing with me and anime. Sometimes I feel like certain animes have too much fan service and I end up dropping it. Hentai games don't really do it for me either. One aspect either gets in the way of the other for me. I'm either enjoying the gameplay and the hentai gets in the way, or the other way around. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There's a hard limit to how large something can be before it just go, yeah, no. I mean, that depends on people. I've seen some VTubers with very, 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 very big boobas, and they have a pretty good audience, so it's just a preference thing, I guess. Because for me, I think what matters is proportions and how it looks, the person or whatever looks overall. So it's not a matter of big boobs or not. For me, it's more of like, okay, how are the boobs in proportion to everything else? How does she look? How do they look with their clothes and everything? How does it all go together? And I don't know, it's just the whole packaging in general. It's not just all about the boobs. A good number of IRL Uma Musume are living peaceful times, grazing and getting carrot sheets. Ah, oh, cute. But many of the horses have passed. But I'm sure they've passed peacefully as well. Living the good life, right? Azure Lane, just like you said, sex in a sales. Quick and easy too, but compared to like actual love and care and afford, these things are often shallow and temporary. But I mean, if it sells and it makes some people happy, who are we to judge, right? I was just gonna mention that I like proportions more than mere size. Uma Musume fans crowdfunded around 100k to give the horse Nice Nature a better retirement. That is so wholesome. Oh my lord. Don't you just love it when fans do such wholesome things? And even when it comes to like VTubers, when fans decide to help VTubers with wholesome things, such as for charity and stuff like that. It's great. Once it becomes impractical aesthetically, it's a no for me. Ah, yes. Once it would definitely cause a lot of back pain, then it doesn't make sense anymore, does it? Noira, do you ever read a book so good that you don't want to keep reading because you don't actually want to finish it? No, actually. All the good books I've read, I end up binging it. Either usually in one sitting or I binge stuff, so I end up binging books or like anything that's good, and usually I do it in lieu of sleep. For example, I think the book Gone Girl was something I did that with. Gone Girl is a really good book. Or like The Alchemist. The Alchemist is like a pretty short book, but like very good read. I couldn't put it down, so I just finished the whole thing in one sitting. I've binged quite a few books. Nice Nature is a great character in Uma Musume. If you look her up, I'm sure you like her. Let me look her up. Nice Nature. Uma Musume. Ah, she looks cute. Oh, red hair. Is she as fast as Lubu's horse? I see the real horse. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I love it. I love it. I actually really like it when people kind of turn inanimate objects or like animals into humanoid forms. There's a word for it, right? Where you kind of turn non-humanoids into humanoids. What's it called? It's not anthro, right? Anthro. What's the word of when you do that? I really like that sort of genre in general. Be it objects or animals or anything. Just turning anything into humanoid, I think like usually it's a very creative take. Anthropomorphization. Yes, there you go. Is there a po in it? Anthropomorphism. Is there a PO in it or nah? Because let's talk about it. It doesn't have a PO in it. Anthropomorphism. Anthropomorphization. Okay, there's a po in it. Anthropomorphism. Anthropomorphication. Yes, all that. I love it. I love that. Which is why I really like Date Everything as well. Because I feel like it's a very creative take on how to envision things. Like, if you have an iPhone, how would you envision your iPhone as a humanoid? I think it's fun stuff. That's why I think VTubers are very interesting too, especially when they're like from say, okay, animal VTubers are pretty normal, right? Like you have axolotl VTubers, you have fox VTubers, you have cat boys, girl boys. Well, yeah, that's also a thing, but what I meant to say was like cat girls. You know, but it's nice to see when someone's like, oh yeah, I'm a lemon VTuber or something like that. I think that sort of shit is fun. Lucky Roo and Lightbreak, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Welcome. I suck at spelling according to everyone who plays bananagrams with me. What's bananagrams? Yes, I am a Yap streamer. Either Night Shadowblade. Furry or yes, the word you said. Furry? I don't know. I don't really care about the furry thing or whatever. I think just in general, when you kind of make a non-humanoid character into a humanoid or a non-humanoid thing into a humanoid, I think it's just creative and fun. What's bananagrams? Just double checked Gijinka is the term you're looking. What's Gijinka? Catgirl boyization. Gijinka. Anthropomorphism. More. Eh? What is Gijinka? Refers to the concept of anthropomorphism or personification, and specifically the act of transforming non-human entities like animals, objects, or even abstract ideas into human. Yes, that is what I like. Gijinka or anthropomorphism. That is exactly what I like. whose kid revolves debuffing her race rivals. Her profile says she's cynical, but she actually cares for other horse girls. Ah, she debuffs, but she actually cares. Agreed, we are animals without the fur, but yeah, gotta dig that stuff. There are at least 30 different words for this process. Kafka-esque. What do you mean Kafka-esque? Is that another terminology for it? I'm not into furries, but hear me out. Pulcra from Zenless Zone Zero. What do you think about was his name Lycan? Lycan? The white wolf butler boy in Zenless Zone Zero and the bear guy? Those guys are really hot. Oh, like look at Renamon. Holy shit. What do you think about Renamon? Ghost of Myth. Come on. Renamon is very hot. Pulcra. Zenless Zone Zero. Oh, she's hot. Holy shit. Oh, she's very hot. Ooh. Very, very hot. I agree. I think there are like different stages of anthropomorphization, right? I mean, sometimes you get them looking more humanoid, sometimes not so much. And I think with a lot of people, their comfort levels really depends on which spectrum the character happens to be at. Like, do they look more humanoid or not? For me, I can't really decide. It really depends on the general character design. I gotta see to decide, right? Nikon? Yeah, he got good drip and he's very hot too. You have a bunch of Scrabble pieces. Oh, just saw the Understanding Life video. Appreciate another perspective on everything. Oh, thank you for checking that video out. I literally just released it this morning. I appreciate it and I hope it provided you with a decent perspective, and I appreciate that you're checking out the stream right after that video too. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your stay here at the Deep Blue. I hope I don't disappoint. You have a bunch of Scrabble pieces and every player tries to use up their pieces in a connected crossword. First to finish when the pool is empty wins. Ah, I see. Ben Bigger is cool. Is so cool. There is also now a Kung Fu Panda that there's a Kung Fu Panda that cooks. What's his name? I swear Zenless Zone Zero has like, I think one of the most amazing character designs out of all the games I've played thus far. Yeah, nah, they probably have one of the best designs. Another one that I think has great design. Oh no, I want to say they have the best design, but they have one of the better designs. One of the best designs. Yeah, that's it. One of the best character designs. I think another game that has really great character design is Magna Carta, or like whoever, that guy who is like the illustrator for Blade and Soul. His character designs are always really awesome. I can't remember his name. What's his name? I always forget it. But yeah, I love his character designs. Pan Yin Hu. Let me check Pan Yin Hu. I haven't played Zenless Zone Zero in like forever, so I don't know these characters. Oh, so cute! He's like the brewmaster in Dota. I love how pandas. No way! Wait! Pan Yin Hu is Pan Yin Hu voiced by Jack Black? That must be an April's Fool, right? There's no way he's voiced by Jack Black. What the hell? Is this guy new or is he already out? Oh yeah, Wuthering Waves also has a lot of amazing character designs. I agree. He's not? Yeah, I was like looking through Google Images and I just saw that, oh, Pan Yin Hu will be voiced by Jack Black. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Still waiting on Koma no Manato, also from Zenless Zone Zero, who looks exactly like Set from LoL. Koma no Manato. I think Honkai Star Rail also has a lot of great designs. Genshin Impact, I don't really... It's okay. I feel like Genshin Impact has pretty good designs, but it doesn't feel impressionable to me, at least. But Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero has pretty great designs. Komani who? Komano Manato. Like, sometimes I see these sort of designs on Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail, and I'm like, man, I wish my VTuber design was like that, you know? That's how you know it's a great design. Yeah, it would be hilarious if he was oh my god, boy has chest for days. Holy fuck. What the fuck? Is someone allowed to be that wide and buff and chesty in a gacha game? Holy shit. Goodness lord. He is packing. Wow. Yeah. He does look like Set. Not sure if you play PGR. Oh yeah, I play PGR. PGR is great, dude. Oh, I love that guy. What's his name? His name starts with W. Is it Wakabayashi? I don't think that's his name. Well, his name starts with a W and he's an assassin. I really liked him. And I really liked the villain as well. Roland? Yeah, I liked Roland. Koma no Manato is canonically bigger than Lagan. Oh, they know who their market are. Watanabe! Yeah, Watanabe. That's him. The white-haired guy. It's always the white-haired guy, guys. You guys know this. I'm a little new player for play more Goddess of Victory Nikkei. Nikkei. Nikkei actually has really good designs too, if they didn't exaggerate every soft part of a woman. I feel like Nikkei has great design if it was less sexualized, but hey, that's a me thing. That's a preference. That's how they gacha, indeed. I don't like Zenless Zone Zero, but they got good designs. Yeah, and like their UI, UX, and their art direction is always peak. Like, I'm always in awe of how they design their posters, the art that they include in the game, and everything like that. I feel like Zenless Zone Zero is one of the most visually inspired game with an agenda to really showcase artists. Yeah, that's what I think. It's like made to appreciate artists and be like, look at all the beautiful things that artists can make. That's how I feel about Zenless Zone Zero. Yeah, I don't really play Zenless Zone Zero much because I don't like games where you log in and you have a bajillion notifications. It just turns me off, man. And I hate games where you have like so many dailies to do. I'm like, come on, man. I don't want to have... I can barely remember to take my daily vitamins, and you want me to do fucking dailies on my games? You think I have the remembering capacity to do that? I really don't. I have really bad memory, man. So I'd very much like it if I didn't have like an additional thing to do every day on my to-do list. That's one of my pet peeves with gacha games. They just give you too many reasons to log in every day. I like casual stuff, you know? I'm not so much a commitment sort of girl. For games, okay? For gacha games. I like being able to be casual when it comes to my games. There's also a GTA gacha coming out. Oh, I've seen a trailer about that too. Neverness to Everness. The name is ridiculous, but I've seen that. It's the one where you kind of drive around with cars and like scooters and shit, right? Have a good one, nice Shadowblade. Bajillion different currencies. Oh yeah, that's also very annoying. Wish I could do a percentage of the beauty anime or manga can show. Maybe one day. I mean, hey, you can start somewhere, Duma for Dread. But there's a lot of, nowadays, I feel like to learn skills, there's a lot of resources online you can start with. It's just a matter of starting, mostly. It's not an easy ride, but hey, if it's something you want, technically it's something you can work towards. Honestly, Zenless Zone Zero dailies are much easier than Genshin dailies. The jiggle physics are better. It tickles my inner Guna much more. Banger music. I agree. I agree with those. And I agree with all of that. It's just that I just don't want to do dailies full stop. The only daily I do is wake up, wash dishes, make coffee. That's my daily. I really... Anything more than that, I usually don't make it my daily. Noira Law, she doesn't like commitment. To games! I don't like commitment to games! You like the way I think? Nah, but I have memory issues, okay? I feel like I operate on an 8 gigs RAM. Meaning I can't really contain much in my short-term memory. So yeah, with dailies, coffee and washing dishes is enough dailies for me. I'm really bad with habit building because of it. Unfortunate, but you know, I can't just be an all-encompassing, perfect sort of ancient, immortal god or something, right? Like I always say, I ought to be relatable. And how can I be relatable if not with some flaws? My daily is wake up, give treats to kitties, and drink milk with supplements. My daily is wake up, brush teeth, wash face, and then coffee. Oh, no. I usually have brekkie nowadays because of, you know, the gastrointestinal issues I've had. So I don't really have coffee on an empty stomach anymore. So I usually have, like, I make oats for the morning for brekkie or, like, toast. And then I make coffee. That's my daily. And then I also, like, build my to-do list for the day or, like, my time blocks. I jot down what I got to do for the day and like assign certain times for him. Zenless daily, just check vid store and ticket. There's been battery. I wouldn't know. I really haven't logged into Zenless Zone Zero as much as I love it. My daily is wake up, then go to sleep. What do you mean wake up 3 times then go to sleep? I only have one daily quest and it's just survive. That's not a daily quest. That's like a main story quest that never ends. You know, I've been meaning to play The Sims 4 on stream, and I really wanna build the Deep Blue and show you guys the Deep Blue in The Sims 4. I technically have a model of the Deep Blue on The Sims 4. But let's see how much of the Deep Blue I can actually build on The Sims 4 with a limited amount of time. Should I use the money cheat for that, or should we work for it? We'll see. Maybe we can gradually build the Deep Blue. We'll work for it, right? I'll get a job in Sims 4 and actually work for the renovations, and then we'll gradually build the floors, like first floor, second floor, third floor, because at the Deep Blue we technically have like third floor and a rooftop. Yeah. I can either choose it or work for it. We'll see. When the day comes, we'll see. I added 5 minutes of stretch exercise to my dailies. Ah, yes. Stretching is good, guys. If you can do stretches even in your youth, it's gonna go a long way. So do not underestimate stretches. Especially for me, I feel like the most impactful stretches are the ones for your shoulders and your neck. Like, I think they matter a lot. And hip, very important. Or maybe that's I don't know if it's like a female anatomy sort of thing, but a lot of my female friends have like hip, what do you call them? The pelvic area, the muscles around that area, there's a hip something. It's called hip something. Rotators or something, I can't remember. But stretching for the hips is good. Although, like I said, it might be a female thing, I'm not sure. And hamstrings. Hip flexor. Yes, thank you. Hip flexor. Because for me, when I rotate my hip flexors, despite me having quite a healthy lifestyle nowadays, my hip flexors kind of have this clicking, snapping sound. No, not snapping, but like kind of clicking sort of sound, or like, yeah. almost a little bit snappy sort of sound whenever I kind of move it around or rotate it. Yeah, it's as if it's kind of tense. Like I said, I think it's a female thing because like I was doing Pilates with a few other women in the class, and I was commenting about how for a certain stretch that we did, which involved the hip flexors, my hips made weird sounds, like clicking sounds. And the others were saying the same thing, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's a women thing. But yeah, shoulders, neck, hips if that's a problem for you, and hamstrings matters a lot. I've recently been stretching my hamstrings a lot, and it's done so much. I've been waiting for the Uma Musume game ever since a teaser for the IP was released in mid-2010s. Mid-2010s? It's been forever then, hey. Nikkei is rerunning the Nier collab, and it also running a side story event. Yo, I heard that Nikkei is... Didn't Nikkei have a collab with Stellar Blade recently? Wish I had a pull-up bar. That hangs are incredible for back pain. Ah, yes, I've heard so. I have the same thing. I've had that since I was a teen. Noira might need an oil change because of the clicking sound. I don't know. I think I just need to be more active in general. Although I've generally been pretty active already, but I guess it's not enough. When I was less into making fitness, I got headaches from neck pain every 3 weeks. Yeah. If like stiff neck muscles or like shoulder muscles can actually result in migraines. I also had that phase. If I recall correctly, it's a matter of the joints rubbing strangely. I watched a doctor video explain it, but I don't remember the details. Other than that, it's pretty common. Yeah, it's not like it's painful, but it's just, it feels weird. Ideally, I would prefer not to have such sounds when kind of rotating my hips, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just hoping that if I stretch it more, it won't do it as much. あなたの something ですね。oneesan. Yeah, but sorry, I can only read a little bit of hiragana. But いらっしゃい、deepにようこそ。Sorry, my Japanese is very kinda not too good. I can read a little bit. I can read hiragana, but not kanji. Yes, popping sound was what I meant to say, not snapping. Yeah, like a slight popping sound. Play Every Day was so cool, even voice acted. It's kind of cool here. Those kind of collabs. I can do wrists, ankles, and I'm no longer flexible enough to do hips. I think if you slowly stretch and practice it, you can eventually bring your flexibility back. Unfortunately, I gotta get ready for work. It was lovely hanging with you all. No, it was lovely having you here at the Deep Blue Cut. Thank you for dropping by. And hey, have a good time at work. Have a good one. Nihongo jozu janai. Jozu kunai. Oh man, it's been a while since I last had my Japanese lessons. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Mizumi Nori? Is that it? Mizumi Nori? Daijoubu. Oh, but yeah, Shu can speak Japanese, so aha. Shu can be our translator if anything. Right, Shu? Did you go swimming this season? You're asking me? No, not this season. It's been rainy as fuck. And thus I haven't really been swimming. I'm trying not to get sucked into anime obsession, but this girl is super pretty. Oh, well, aren't you cute? Thank you. Thank you. There's a flexibility YouTuber I watch who shows a lot of good stretches for growing up. He says, focus on your knees. Oh yeah, knees are very important as well. Knees are very important. Thankfully for me, like, you know, having been alive for a while, my knees are fine. I still play, like, you know, things that require a lot of knee flexibility or like basketball and stuff like that, and I'm doing just fine. If anything, yeah, I have more problems with my shoulders, hamstring, and hips. Considering how well articulated your English is, would it be safe for me to assume you did your high school from an international curriculum? Asking because curious. No, I spent a good time of my life in Australia. I wouldn't say my English is that good though, honestly. I feel like I still stutter a lot and everything. But yeah, that's... Yeah. Part of the reason why I'm not as fluent as I wish I'd be is because I don't usually use English in my day-to-day, because in my city, it isn't the main language. I speak English, but it's just that because I don't speak English day-to-day except on stream and when I'm consuming media or watching stuff, I feel like I'm not as fluent as I can be. Yeah, so... Is English my second? I don't think English is my second language though, but between English and Indonesian, I feel like my English is better. But it's just that I don't use English every day. That's why I feel like I'm not as fluent as I want to be. Oh, you're very flexible? No, I speak English. Man, I want to learn Japanese again. I wish I had... I wish I was able to commission for more Japanese lessons, or, you know, subscribe to more Japanese lessons. That hasn't happened for a while. I get very flustered when I try to speak Japanese, except when I'm kind of tipsy. I'm very confident in any language when I'm tipsy. That's just how it is. That makes it even more amazing. You're pretty fluent and articulated. More than 80-90% of people, I'd wager. Really? I feel like I still stutter a lot, honestly. I wish I stuttered much less, and I wish I had more articulation in the way I speak and more clarity in the way I speak. I mean, I already tried to do that by, as you may have noticed, my accent is a little bit weird. It's partly because I like being able to have clarity in a certain way when I speak. Thus, I modify the way that I speak. I enunciate my T's more, for example. But yeah, I wish I would stutter less in general. Hi there, Monero. How are you? Welcome to the Deep Blue, and we are not a cult. I can speak Spanish more than English. Wow, Spanish. Isn't Spanish like quite difficult to learn? You sound like a blend of High English and Australian accent. It's lovely. What is High English? Why does High English sound like, I don't know, High Elf language? High Elven or something. We all stutter in one way or the other, I think, but it's almost unnoticeable if it's on stream. Maybe I notice it because I do my own VOD reviews and I rewatch my videos so I can make clips out of it and content out of it. Maybe that's why I notice it a lot. Your English is pretty much perfect if you ask me. Thank you, guys. You guys are being a little bit too kind. Spanish is actually very easier than English because it actually makes sense. What do you mean? Posh, British. Well, I've never been to Britain, UK. No, oh, okay. If you hear a little bit of posh English or like British English or whatever, I think it's partially because I watched a lot of Sherlock Holmes and Game of Thrones. And a tad bit of Peaky Blinders, maybe? No, probably not Peaky Blinders. I do think that the influence is a little bit more from Game of Thrones, I feel like. Spanish isn't too hard, although I grew up with Spanish-speaking relatives. Honestly, I feel like Japanese isn't too hard. Japanese and Korean, but maybe that's because I've learned Mandarin before, I've learned Mandarin, and it has like similar structure. Like Japanese and Korean has similar structure to Mandarin in general. It's mostly learning the kanji that's hard, and like, it's mostly learning the kanji that's hard. It's just that, I think I just need to put in more practice and actually learn more Japanese, and then I could be much better at it. I think, like, compared to other languages, I've generally learned Japanese much easier and faster. That's the only reason I can say that it's generally easier, at least for me, to learn. It makes sense to me, probably because I'm a weeb. Plus also the fact that, you know, I've always watched anime on sub. Thus, it's, I guess when the language is very much part of your general life, it's much easier to pick up. When she says you're not a cult, such a reverse psychology. No, we are not a cult. Okay, we're not a cult, guys. It's okay, my English accent is a bit awful by my standards anyway, but at least people understand what I said. Yeah, I think that's what matters at the end of the day, right? That's what matters. But I don't know, I have a certain standard of clarity I want to achieve when I speak languages. So that's why I'm a little bit nitpicky with the way I speak English as well. Thus, the slight modifications I make in the way I speak English. Mizumi Nori. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Follow. Arigato. Deep Blue ni yokoso. Thank you. Thank you. Arigato. I usually speak Portuguese daily outside of my house, so my English gone worse these days. Yeah, does that happen to you guys? Like when you're pretty good with a certain language, but because you don't use it as much. But pretty good meaning almost native, but because you don't use it as much, it kind of degrades. Okay, maybe not degrade, but sometimes it lags in your brain when you try to speak it. Or sometimes you end up stuttering a little bit more because you don't happen to use it every day for your day-to-day activities. Because I see some people who say English is their first language, and then they live outside of their country and live in a non-English speaking country. But then when they speak English, they seem just fine and fluent as hell, and they don't seem affected by it. So I was wondering, does it only happen to certain people? Like once you reach a certain level of fluency, does it just not happen? Like if you were born with that language, like you were born with English your whole life, does it just never degrade? If you can learn Chinese, other Asian languages would be easy to you. I mean, Chinese is hard, man. I mean, I can't read. I can barely read. I can only read a little bit. But I understand the structure. But that's it. That's as much as it goes. If not a cult, why is there a shrine? I don't know. That's not on me. Maybe I'm just giving you guys a reason to put drinks over at the Deep Blue. Who knows though? That shrine appeared one day and it's not my fault. It's just there. Don't question it. It works this way, I can confirm. You can actually forget native language. Damn, that's bad. I'm bilingual and I have that problem with both Swedish and English. Sometimes I forget stuff in Swedish and I have to use English words. My spoken English isn't good because I never use it. Oh yeah, that's fair. Like I feel like people who learn languages on the internet tend to have that problem where you're pretty fluent with it, but like speaking wise, when you're trying to speak it and just naturally have conversations with it, it's much harder. Halloween, darling. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. My family were immigrants from outside Japan and they spoke outside Japan language to me. They haven't been there for a long time though, so I forgot. I wish I could be fluent in Japanese though. Because technically my Japanese right now, apparently, according to my friend, is enough for me to get around Japan. Especially when I'm drunk. I'm very fluent in languages when I drink. It's crazy. It's like I drink and I know things. I drink and I can communicate with people. But I think it's not enough. One day. Once we get through the 2.0 debut, we can pick up a few things that I've dropped along the way, such as my vocal lessons and Japanese classes again. Hi there, Zaza Bread. How are you? I'm gonna drink some water. Oh my lord, we've been yapping so much. I've run out of whiskey, and I'm about to run out of water as well. I like anything we learn. If you stop using it, you will get weaker at it, I find. Yeah, I think you still need to always kind of just like how you stretch your body. Every once in a while, you do need to stretch parts of your brain as well. When the aliens come down, we'll send in drunk Noira to communicate world peace for us. Yeah, sure. That'll totally work, guys. I have confidence. It'll totally work. She drinks and she knows things. Now, where have I heard that before? I don't know. Where have you heard that before? English is my first language because I was born in Canada and spent a few years there before moving to Sweden. We spoke both Swedish and English at home. I think generally you just be, if you have like similar levels in a certain language, but you use one more frequently than the other in daily speech, you're bound to be, your brain is bound to be more attuned to that language and maybe forget bits of the other language, like kind of override it in a way. Although Spanish is the language of the house, English was technically my first language. I understand both, but properly speaking Spanish can be troublesome for me. When I redeem the drink, you drink alcohol. I drink water because apparently Twitch doesn't let you redeem to drink alcohol. Yatta, Nihon. That's play. Oh, I forgot how to pronounce that. You know something about drinking? What? Something da. I can't read that. So much kanji. Damn. I really need to get better with my Japanese. One day, guys. And then I'll be a proper VTuber, right? Because, well, isn't that part of being a proper VTuber? Isn't that part of being a great VTuber? You're just fluent in Japanese. I have trouble explaining some things from certain areas in my native language or English, since I learned these in Portuguese and translating it other way is balls. Yeah, I think it's a thing that happens when you know more than one language. Sometimes translating in between the both can be quite confusing. You know what's crazy is that back then, before I VTubed, of course, when I used to do IRL streaming, I used to do my streams bilingually, meaning like with every sentence I say in English, I would directly translate it and repeat it in Indonesian, and it was like fucking crazy, dude. I don't know why I did that to myself, but I did that for quite a long time. Since then, I was like, no, I will never do that again. Whenever I stream, it will only be in a single language. I will never do that again. How many languages are you fluent in? Only 2 for the ones I'm fluent in, which is English and Indonesian. I can generally understand what people are saying when it's in Japanese and in Mandarin. I can read Korean, which is a weird skill because I don't really understand Korean, but I can read it. Yeah, the Korean thing is a weird story. I hated maths class back in school, and I had a Korean book, like a book to learn Korean, how to read in Korean. So I just studied it instead of studying maths. So it was me procrastinating maths, and then instead I learned how to read in Korean. It was a weird thing. Good try. Great. Noira's Japan trip stream is set. Oh my lord. One day, hey, maybe we can have an IRL vlog sort of thing. I mean, technically, I already have a vlog of when I went to Tokyo. I don't know how many of you guys have seen that. Fun times. Lots of drinking. Too much drinking. Hangovers. Straight. Like, what? I was in Tokyo for, 5 days? I was hungover for like 3 or 4 days or something? I can't remember. Damn, that was quite a fucking trip. Meaning, if I was drinking every night, that means that I was pretty much like fluent in Japanese for 50% of the time that I was in Tokyo. See, my older relatives didn't want any of the younger people learning Spanish because English opens more doors, so my Spanish is very hit or miss. I mean, English, to be fair, is very important for sure. In general, he's not wrong, but I think I think learning languages or knowing more than one language is definitely nice. Even I wish that, and I still do wish that I'm fluent in other languages. Hangul is easy to learn, definitely. Hangul reads and feels and learns like the alphabet, so I feel like it's easy in that sense. Not the rule, but it feels like part of VTuber culture is to know Japanese. That's true. But then again, hey, I became a VTuber not really knowing about VTubers, so I don't really have to. But I really like Japanese anyway, so I think it's eventually something that I'll do regardless. Oh, wow, we've been yapping a lot, haven't we? From the usual live talks to now that we're talking about languages, which is a whole pretty interesting topic as well. And every time we talk about languages, I always talk about Japanese. I'm actually curious, how is it that we happen to have some people from Japan finding this stream? Isn't it like really late for you guys? I don't know. Minori-san, まだここにいるか? ここにmy Japanese is so bad, I cringe. I wonder how people from Japan actually end up finding this stream, because first of all, I stream in English, and second of all, I stream quite late, I think, in JST. I think it's like, what, 2 hours, 3 hours difference? It's probably like, what, 1 a.m.-ish right now? Makes me think of the guy that learned French grammar to play Scrabble but doesn't know French. Oh yeah, that! I've heard about that. That's crazy, isn't it? Welcome back, Zalty! How was the meeting? Hopefully it wasn't too stressful. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that was grammatically correct Japanese. Really? Oh, I'm proud of myself. I tried. What was I saying? I don't know if you guys noticed, but like I haven't been uploading videos since like the end of last week. Often I feel like because I have an upload schedule, right, on YouTube, not just the stream schedule, but I usually try to upload, I think, pretty much 5 times a week, a combination of different kind of contents, of course, but like I haven't been uploading anything since like last weekend. I don't know if any of you guys noticed it. I hope not. It's because I was like working on that single fucking video, which I finally published today. God damn it. I really need to stop procrastinating, man, and just publish videos earlier. Hi, Ajon, how are you? Noira fighting Pitbull for title of Mr. Worldwide. I wish. If only I knew more languages, then maybe. In Japan, it's probably 1 to 41 right now. I remember... Oh, 141. I don't know why I said it like it was a ratio. I remember Japanese time zones was 2 hours ahead of mine. 141. Yeah. It's almost like 2 a.m. Exactly. Isn't it crazy that some people manage to find my streams, even though my streams would be like very late at night for them? And every time someone comes in with a Japanese name, I panic because I'm like, oh no, my Japanese is shit. I'm good, Ajon. How are you? I see that you've been drawing a lot of feet. Ajon draws a lot of feet, guys. So if that's your kind of thing, you know, I don't judge. Go check Ajon out. My sister-in-law is always complaining about how management wants her to fit AI into everything. Oh, good God. That's horrible, isn't it? Night owl everywhere? Fair. Be proud of yourself. A more natural way to would be oi. San. 起きているよ。起きてる? 起きてる? 起きて is like, are you awake, right? 起きている? That can't be my brand. I'm sorry. It's plastered all over my Twitter timeline, okay? You drawing feet is a consistent thing, so I'm gonna just say that it's a cool part of your brand, Ajon. They're probably trying to learn English instead of listening to your Japanese. At least that's how I forced myself to learning it. Oh, that's fair. That's a fair point. I wonder how my English sounds like to non-English speakers, or like people who aren't particularly used to people who are learning English, because my accent is, well, it's an amalgamation of like a few stuff. I wonder how it sounds like. I can't judge you, Ajon. I understand you. I mean, yeah, Ompon, out of everyone, you would totally understand Ajon. It means you still like, okay, y'all. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Shu. You sound native? Well, I hope that my English is easy to understand, though. That's what I hope for, at least. Like I say, I always go for like, I really like clarity, so I hope that it sounds easy to understand. By the way, for next week, what are we playing for next week? Let me check my stream schedule. I don't even remember my own stream schedule, man. I want to see if I can actually fit in another Date to Everything stream for next week. Or I want to see if there's actually a game that kind of... What's a game that would give us a lot of things? Thought-provoking games. Can you call it that? Do you guys know of any thought-provoking games where it's like made in abyss? No, not in that means, but like, you know, games where you feel like there's a lot to unpack, like mouthwashing. There's a lot to discuss upon because you can have many interpretations over it. Do you guys know of any games that are kind of like that? I kind of want to play a game that's kind of like that. The last game I played that was like that was probably mouthwashing, yeah. Mate, every part... I like the accent, thank you. Every part of the female is good, so no shame, lads. Keep being your self, friends. You're so cute. Loki, I think your voice would sound great with a transatlantic accent, like those old TV shows. How does one do that? I could never. Mayhaps. Oh, that would be cool if I could. Unfortunately, I'm pretty bad with accents. I do a pretty shit job at trying to replicate accents. That'd be nice though, to sound a little bit retro like that. That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind some more chunkulicious, Chunkilius the 84th or something by now, I feel like. No, that game is too stressful, man. Stanley Parable. What's Stanley Parable? Have you heard of Me-Side? Yo, isn't Me-Side that game with the little sister? And also, isn't it a horror game? It's not a hard accent to learn and use. I'll look it up. I'll see. I don't know. Every time I try to replicate an accent or have a shot at an accent, I always fucking fail. Anything on Steam Summer Sale you're interested in buying? Space Marine? Yeah, I feel like Space Marine. Let me check. Let me pop open Steam right now, actually, and see. Oblivion Remastered, because I technically don't own the game. It's on my Xbox Pass. I would love to own that, to have that. It's on sale, but it's still pretty expensive. How about doing one of those mental age tests on Google? We could do them together and discuss our opinions to how we'd answer each question. There's a mental age test? Sure, I guess. Or I remember a fun thing that I've done before is the trolley problem thing. I've done that before though, and there's a video of it on YouTube, but I think I wouldn't mind playing it again. It's an interesting thing, isn't it? The trolley problem. Horror for the mind. Oh, psychological horror is the worst though. Horror is extremely light. If you're very sensitive to horror, it could scare you. But I've seen me. Have you seen me play mouthwashing? How is it compared to mouthwashing? Oh, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I would love to play that as well. What else do I want? Ghost of Tsushima is something I want, but I'm trying to not add to my library of games, honestly, because I have so much. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Now, Space Marine looks super fun. Dynasty Warriors is something I really want too. What else? I think that's it. I don't really know. Maybe a Sims 4 expansion pack? Wait, sorry, I missed some chat. Let me read. Mid-horror, not too scary for me side. Yeah, how is it compared to mouthwashing though? I think that's something we can compare against. Girl, if you want to do Space Marine 2, that has a co-op mode. I'd love to volunteer as your tour guide. I just want to chainsaw shit, man. But we'll see. Really, I'm having trouble with my backlog right now. That's why I'm really mindful with the games that I buy nowadays, and also the stuff I put on Throne, because you guys just keep on buying it for me, and to the point that I don't know what else to put on Throne again every fucking time. You played mouthwashing? I only remember the floor gameplay. Yeah. Isn't that the peak gameplay? The floor? Oh, it's so peak. 10 out of 10. Can't wait for peaceful mode in me side. Is it pronounced me side or my side? I'd say mouthwashing is scarier, but my side has 2 segments that can be nerve-wracking. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my all-time favorites. It's actually how I got my name. Oh, Ghost of Mint. Ghost of Tsushima. Should I get it? Because it's on sale right now. I have been wanting to play it, but I don't particularly know how the gameplay goes, but I've seen the vibes of it, and it looks amazing. But also, I'm scared that I seriously can't finish it on stream or finish it at all. I haven't even finished like Wukong or like the Souls-like crab game. I have so many games I haven't finished. It worries me. I mean, if I still have so much backlog, I'm thinking I might as well wait until I finish up what I already have, right? Yes, Throne, you should... That's you, Jason. You keep on clearing my Throne list. You keep on clearing my Throne room. Keeping it very clean, sparkly clean. As long as you're having fun, Flower, that's all we care about. Yeah, I mean, I always have fun though. I think you guys can genuinely tell when I'm having fun with a game. I think the one time that my fun was rather questionable was Assassin's Creed Shadows. But to be fair, not the whole thing was like kind of meh. Not the whole thing was bad. It had some good stuff, but like, I feel like out of all the games I've played thus far, Assassin's Creed Shadows was just a little bit disappointing for me. Maybe I had too high expectations. It's not even particularly such a bad game. And I'm looking forward to play it again, honestly. So, yeah, it's gonna be on the stream schedule soon. Misi Day? Misi Day? Wait, there's no way. Why is it pronounced that way? It's on me side, my side? Misi Day? If you get Ghost of Tsushima, we're gonna have to close the Deep Blue for at least a full month so you can enjoy the game. That's the thing. I think at least if I pick up another RPG, I want to at least finish Clear Obscure first. So let's do that first, maybe. And I also still want to replay Final Fantasy X, guys. And also there's Final Fantasy 16 that I can play. And I should play, I feel like. But we just don't have the hours to play it just yet. Dredge? It's just a fishing... There's no way Dredge is just a fishing game. Literally, if you look it up on Steam, it says it's fucking horror. Oh, sorry, I sounded really Australian there. Fucking horror, mate. Dredge is a horror game. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm looking at Dredge right now. Where's the genre? Oh, no, it actually says adventure and RPG. I'll think about it. I'll consider it, okay? I'll consider it. Me said. What language is that? Left 4 Dead? A doomer who's Left 4 Dead. Like Boomer? Do you think you can handle a Resident Evil game? No, I really don't think so. Ghost of Tsushima 2027. Oh my god, you'd have maybe Noira 5.0 by then or something. Yeah, Final Fantasy 16. My brother has bought Final Fantasy 16. Thus, I am able to play it because there's family sharing and shit, right? So definitely Final Fantasy 16 is something I want to play. Probably it's what we're gonna play after Clay Obscure, I feel like. So once we're done with that, we're gonna jump onto Final Fantasy 16. I have way too many games to play, I swear. I've been also meaning to play Supermarket Simulator again, but date everything though. All these Sims games that I want to play, but date everything though. I even got my first love in date everything already. It's progress, isn't it? I fell in love with a wall. The Great Wall of Love. More Ben Star, indeed. We've got Dorian, we've got Verso, and we're gonna get Clive. In before someone asks if Noir brother is single. Noir brother is married. Bannerlord is an emotional game if you get attached to nameless NPCs as easily as I do and cry when you lose them in battles. Talking about nameless NPCs and losing them, you know what I was recently just kind of watching a lot of? Patapon. I was randomly like being nostalgic over Patapon and just the fucking prime and peak gameplay of Patapon. Good stuff, man. And apparently there's a spiritual successor of Patapon, I heard. That's also why I decided to revisit Patapon, or watch videos of it at least. Watch people play Patapon much better than I do. Will we see Hades 2 again? Mayhaps. I just need to figure out my schedule first. And Hades 2 is definitely something I want to play again. But whether I might play it on membership stream though. Cause I don't know. I don't know if like I'll think about it. Because until I finish Clair Obscure, I can't really play other games. Valseon, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Deep Blue. Alcohol is your friend. I know, right? If like one of you guys could get me more whiskey, that'd be nice. I can't be bothered getting up and pouring myself some more. Monster Hunter? Wilds? I cannot with a grind, guys. Sorry. Don't recommend me things that require commitment. I cannot. One of the reasons I do like single player RPGs nowadays is because, well, the commitment is on my own timing. You know what I mean? It's not like an MMORPG or something. Like even Final Fantasy 14 feels like... Final Fantasy 14 is one of the games that I don't mind because it's not really commitment heavy. You can leave and come back whenever, right? Except for like you getting intimidated because you don't remember how to play your class, and then you're definitely not gonna want to party with people. But nowadays there's a solution for that because, well, you can party with NPCs, which is a great thing. But with Final Fantasy 14, one of the reasons I don't play it is because it's subscription, and maybe I play it like twice a month, so it doesn't make sense. If Final Fantasy 14 had like a game time card thing instead, I definitely would. Yes, Wall. I dated a wall in Date Everything. Monster Hunter. I know, but like I can't do commitment stuff, guys. I'm sorry. This Sea Fox has a lot of already pre-existing commitments, man. Alcohol can be a comforting friend, but can be a toxic influence, figuratively and literally, of course. Always. With anything in life, everything in moderation. That's how you balance it, right? With every pint or every shot you have, always remember to have a glass of alcohol. Not a glass of alcohol! Glass of water! What the fuck am I saying? Have a glass of water. No. Do not stack pints. No. Whenever you have a shot or a pint of alcohol, have a glass of water. I will have alcohol ready for Final Fantasy streams. You will find everyone hot. I am sure of that. Please, no. Drink it in moderation, okay? Don't get yourself fucked over. Monster Hunter has dual wield though. Yeah, I mean, I know. You know when the beta came out? Of course, the first thing I picked up was the dual wield daggers. What do you call them? I don't even remember. But yeah, those daggers. Because they remind me of .hack GU. Haseo, my boy. That means Dark Souls is off the table. Oh, Dark Souls. Yeah, I don't think I could Dark Souls, man. Elden Ring probably still. I don't know about Dark Souls. Elden Ring is probably still possible, but Dark Souls? Not sure about that. I really got to tell the Bannerlord Lost Tale on the Discord. Sounds like the kind of nonsense the rest would enjoy. I'm sure people would enjoy it, yeah. Is there anything in life that isn't bad in excess? No, everything is bad in excess. Even like H2O, aka water. So please, always moderation. And remember, sometimes certain small actions can have very permanent consequences, guys. So be mindful of what you do and your decisions. A glass of alcohol for your shot. Okay, if you quote that and chuck it into the Bible, everyone who sees it is gonna think that the sea fox is actually just an alcoholic. Just a raging alcoholic. No, I love that alcohol like Golden Ramsay loves his olive oil. No, I take my alcohol. I like my alcohol, but I take them in moderation, right? Because when you take things in moderation, you tend to enjoy it more. I will take a shot whenever you say a character is hot or hint at it. You may only do so if you drink a glass of water with every shot you take, okay? So yeah, have a good one, Shu. Thanks for dropping by. Actually, we've ought to go soon too. Thank you, Shu. You have a good one. The spinning move is so satisfying with dual blades and Monster Hunter. That I agree with. Can there be too much titlings? No. I think that if we can cover the whole world with titlings, we should. You can totally Dark Souls. I do not have confidence in myself to Dark Souls. The satisfaction that I receive from parrying, I think I receive it enough from Elden Ring and Clear Obscure. Elden Ring Night Rain. Will Noira finally join my team? I am so intimidated by Night Rain still. And also, I don't know if I can add another game right now, but I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Am I too late for the weekly? We're not a cult, and there is no weekly cult meeting because we're not a cult. Okay, Fracta, but welcome. Welcome. You brought the Kool-Aid, but did you bring drinks? Did you bring whiskey for the shrine? Or dark beer? Or Chianti? Titling's the only thing that isn't bad in excess. Oh, you're right. You're right. Titlings is the only thing that's not bad in excess. How many hangovers this year? Answer the question. Hangovers this year? I don't know. Maybe 5? I've been mindful of my drinking, okay? I don't drink as much anymore. Ha! Maybe only 5. Seriously, up till now, maybe I've only had 5 hangovers. This was a slice of peace for me, I find. Thank you for being you, Flower. Till we next meet. Have a good one, Duma for Dead. Have a good one, and thanks for dropping by. If you enjoyed your time here, then that makes me happy. Stack the shot, the pint, and the mug. Stop giving bad advice, Mythos. 5 is a very small number, right? You can still count it on your fingers. That's what a cult leader would say. Do not try to reverse psychology my ass. No. Noira is trying to hide it. We are not a cult. We're not a cult. Also, like, most of my hangovers were kind of stacked within the first quarter of the year. First quarter is January, February, March, April, May, June. No, that's a lie. July. Okay, I think like 80% of my hangovers were... Actually, I don't know. But hey, I drink responsibly. I never had a single fucking hangover ever. Then that's your skill issue, not mine. Maybe you just haven't drank enough. But you know what? Don't do it. Some people just may be lucky and not have hangovers at all. You know, I have a friend who's like that. That's nice, isn't it? But hey, when I do drink a lot, it's because of my own choice, and it's because I feel like it's worth it to lose brain cells over, okay? So you may not judge my wise decisions. I do it knowing the consequences, with accountability, knowing that I will lose many brain cells and endure a hangover. I do know it. Just like what I knew about, just like how I felt when I used to smoke ciggies. I did it with the acknowledgement that I will shorten my lifespan. But I did it anyway. Not anymore though, not anymore. That's why I only smoke virtually at the Deep Blue now. I tried mixing Diet Coke and alcohol and it didn't help. Do you have tips to get drunk faster? Why would you want to get drunk faster? Look, like I always say, maybe this is something we can put on a mug. But hey, you should drink to maybe enjoy better and have more fun and make memories, make cool memories, make moments. You shouldn't drink to forget. What's the point in that? Thus, drink moderately to the point that you feel good and you know it enhances your experience. If you forget, then what's the point? Don't drink to forget. You want to make memories. Don't forget the memories that you make from drinking. It's a balancing act to make you not to OP. Exactly. Anyway, I think we've ought to wrap it up for today. Hey, shall we? It's the end of the week, and I appreciate you guys it's the end of the week for me, not yet for you guys. Well, it's the last stream at the Deep Blue, and I appreciate you guys for dropping over. I hope you guys had a swell time here at the Deep Blue. If you guys did, I'd appreciate it if you drop a follow if you're on Twitch, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. And don't forget that if you like these sort of talks, if you like these sort of vibes, and you want to, keep it on and hang with the other titlings, have thoughtful talks, and share your little wins in your day-to-day, we have a Discord for that. A very lean Discord that's no spam, maybe a little bit of brain rot from a few very curious people. But other than that, you can get like content notifications for my uploads and stuff like that. And every once in a while we have discussions over really fun stuff. If that sounds like your kind of vibe, then feel free to join into the Deep Blue Discord, !Discord, or it's in the description below, or you can go to discord.gg/Noira, and we'll see you there, the titlings and I. And I stream 3. Oh, if you're new here, let me reintroduce myself. I am Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves the live talks on the rocks. I stream 3 times a week. That's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Same days, same time. That's at 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 if you're in Southeast Asia. That's at 7 or 9 a.m. if you're in the US. Early morning for you early risers, right before work. And that's at around 3 or 4 p.m. for you guys in the EU. All of that without daylight savings, by the way. And if you want to find out more about me, you can by visiting my website, noira.me. We got ropes, cookies, and cheesecake. I don't know about that. And hey, if you guys are new here and you hear about like things, people mentioning cult stuff, don't believe them. Don't listen to them. Don't trust them. All right? And there's nothing cultish about the Deep Blue. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you. Let me find someone to raid. We had such good talks today, didn't we? Nice talks. Who shall we raid today? Dareka. Let me see. Let us raid into... I'm looking. Oh, since you guys were talking about Uma Musume, right? Sen is playing Uma Musume. Shall we raid into Sen? Perfect, isn't it? Live Talks on the Rocks. That's some sultry bevy poetry. Sounds like your kind of vibe now, doesn't it? Yeah, you guys are all keen about Uma Musume, right? Well, let's raid into some Uma Musume action then with Sen. Thank you, Tidelings. Hopefully I get to see you guys on Discord, and of course I will be uploading videos. I'm sorry for the little quiet that I instilled upon the YouTube channel because I was busy editing a single video. But hey, also if you guys haven't checked out that video just yet, you can do so. If you miss me, you can watch that video. It's all about figuring out your personal values so that you can navigate through your day-to-day. Have a good one, and see you on the flip side. Sayonara. Bye.